you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. You're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. Don't wanna let you know you're so hypnotic, magical. So hypnotic, magical.
All right, it is a brisk fall Saturday here at the Ellis Oval as we set the stage for Tufts Jumbo's final home game of the season, where they'll try and end their home season and keep their NESCAC championship hopes alive with a statement win against the Colby College Mules. Welcome to the Jumbo Zone, where we'll set you up for this afternoon's NESCAC matchup here on JumboCast. My name is Ethan Ito. I'm joined here by Jake Flossie. Jake, how are we doing?
I'm doing great, Ethan. It's great to be out here.
What are we looking for tonight or this afternoon?
Well, first off, we're seeing a Colby team that's coming off of a loss against Hamilton. They're 3-3 in the season, and they're hoping to get their first winning season since the year I was born, 2005. So this could be a big season for them.
Right, and this game is big for both teams. I mean, Colby going for a winning season, and the Jumbos trying to keep their NESCAC championship hopes alive. Both of these teams coming off of a loss in their last game, and let's take it back to last week where the Jumbos faced the Hamilton Continentals. They, after leading 17-0 at halftime, lost in a 5 overtime thriller.
Yeah, it was a real heartbreaker last week. I checked the score at halftime. I was like, okay, they've got this. They're winning 17-0. This is a team they should hopefully beat. They're a solid team, but Hamilton was resilient. They came back. They blocked a punt and sent it to overtime with a last-second field goal. And then in overtime, first one, they both scored. Second one, they both score. And then with NESCAC rules, you go to going just for extra points, for 2 points. And in the fifth overtime, Tufts did not get the extra point, while Hamilton did, handing Tufts their second loss of the season. A real heartbreaking one.
And that definitely is a tough loss for the Jumbos. They're definitely going to look to bounce back this afternoon. And that sets up an interesting situation with the playoffs here. As we're looking towards the end of the season, we're approaching championship permutations. We've got 4 teams in the running.
Yes. We've got Trinity, who has been the pace setter so far this season. They beat Tufts badly the first week, and they've been really the team to watch. They've won a lot of NESCAC championships, 9 in the last 20 years, and they're hoping to, if they win out, they are securing a NESCAC title. But for the Jumbos, they had their destiny in their hands. They could have controlled it if they hadn't lost to Hamilton last week. Now they need a bit of help. They need Wesleyan, Bowdoin, or Bates to beat Trinity. Most likely going to be Wesleyan who has a chance. But if Tufts beats Middlebury and Trinity loses one of their games, then Tufts has a chance to get a 4-way title tie, as the NESCAC does not have a title game. So that could be a very interesting situation, depending on what happens, Ethan.
And yeah, I mean, with the NESCAC, you never know what will happen. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people expected the Jumbos to walk into Hamilton and come out with a win, but now we're in this situation where the Jumbos no longer control their own fate.
Yeah, and at this point, we're big Wesleyan fans here. Go Cardinals.
Oh yeah, go Cardinals. And as we talk about the season as a whole, I feel like we can't go without mentioning Jaden Richardson.
Of course not.
Jaden Richardson's season. He's been phenomenal this year, and he's chasing some records.
Yeah, Tufts continue the tradition of really strong wide receivers. Last year we had Phil Lutz. This year we got Jaden Richardson. He's on 13 touchdown catches this season, which he already last week actually broke the Tufts record for career touchdowns with 20. And now this week he's hoping to break both the Tufts and the NESCAC record. If he gets 1 touchdown today, he ties the Tufts record. If he gets 2 touchdowns today, he ties the NESCAC record. And if he gets 3, breaks both. So definitely a player we'll be keeping our eye on today in the game.
Now, Jake, big question here. Do you think he'll do it?
I think he at least breaks the Tufts record for sure. But my money's on him getting both. He's facing a Colby team with some weaker cores that I think he should be able to exploit well, and he's such an explosive player. He's long as 82 yards. That's a crazy stat, and averages 20 yards per catch. Another crazy stat. He's going to be someone the Jumbos would look to facilitate their offense through in this game.
Certainly is a phenomenal player, and we look to the other end of the field where Colby quite literally has a dual threat. They have a pair of brothers, Jack and Brendan Sawyer, both playing big roles in the offense.
Yeah, Jack Sawyer is one of their top wide receivers along with Matt McHugh. He has been a solid option for them, tallying 3 touchdowns of the season, which, having just talked about Jaden Richardson's 13, seems a bit small, but it's still a very respectable number in its own right. Brendan Sawyer works with Keon Smart, the running back partnership. They both get a lot of carries, and he's going to be someone they look to as well from the backfield.
And what do you think? Do you think them being brothers on the same team helps build a little bit of chemistry? They already kind of know what they're doing.
I would say so. I mean, I think the most important chemistry, of course, is between your quarterback and your wide receivers or running backs and a line. But, maybe Brendan could get some nice blocks for Jack or vice versa. So I think the chemistry always is a nice asset to have.
And now, overall, what do we think we're going to see from the two of them, from the pair today?
Yeah, we're seeing the NESCAC in both total points scored and touchdowns, though Trinity does lead in points per game. So they're going to want to put points on the board. They want to score touchdowns. They're facing a Colby team that's only scored over 20 points twice this season, and one of those was against a very weak base defense. So Colby really needs to score to keep up with this Jumbos offense.
Good points, Jake. And now the season is winding down, and it's time to. This is the last home game for the Tufts Jumbos, and we are going to move towards some Senior Day festivities. And we just want to say. We just want to say a big thank you to all the seniors who have contributed so much to the program, both on and off the field. The Tufts Jumbos football.
Out on a bang with this win tonight at home.
This will be a great matchup, great senior day, great opportunity to.
Are maintaining hope.
Do I just...
Can we cut back?
Hello? Do I need to say something about sorry about the technical blip? Just go.
Yeah, I might as well. Just like when we start the senior section.
Are we live? Are we good?
You're live with the audience. Okay. So where do you want to send it to? Send it back to the desk and then be senior again? Do that graphic? Back to the desk and then just go back to the...
Senior day? Yeah, okay. As we approach the end of the season, we have some senior day festivities here on the Ellis Oval before the game will start. And here at JumboCast, we just want to say thank you to and honor these seniors who have done so much for the football program, both on and off the field, and wish them luck in their future endeavors.
Definitely, yeah. These seniors have been key contributors to this Jumbo team over the last few years. They have helped facilitate what has been arguably one of the most successful stretches in Tufts football history. And massive thank you for all the contributions they've done to the program.
And we're very much looking forward to seeing how they contribute this afternoon against Colby, and we'll send it to the field soon for some senior day festivities on the field.
Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to Ellis Oval in beautiful Somerville, Massachusetts for New England Small College Athletic Conference football. Today's NCAA contest features the Mules of Colby College and your Tufts University Jumbos on Senior Day. Fans, today's Senior Day, and the Tufts University Football Program and Athletics Department would like to thank 27 seniors and grad students for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the Tufts football program. This group has helped the Jumbos to 15 NESCAC wins over their 3 seasons on the gridiron, having to also navigate their first years during the COVID pandemic. Now, let's meet the seniors. First, Operations Staff and Atmosphere Coordinator Dylan Johnson. A sociology major, DJ is escorted today by his parents Ann and Daryl. Dylan Johnson. Next, a team manager and student assistant, Stephen Michaels. Michaels is a biology major and the son of Tim and Michelle Michaels. Stephen Michaels. Next, a wide receiver from Miami Beach, Florida, number 2, Robbie Moret. Moret is the son of Tracy and David and is an economics major. Number 2, Robbie Moret. Next, a defensive back from Boston, Massachusetts, number 3, Christian Rosario. Rosario is the son of Evelyn Rosario and is an economics major. Number 3, Christian Rosario. Next, a wide receiver from San Mateo, California, number 5, Jaden Richardson. Richardson is the son of Ankia and Damon Richardson and is an economics major. Number 5, Jaden Richardson.
Yeah.
Next, a linebacker from Parsippany, New Jersey, number 9, E.J. Comerford. Comerford is an economics major and is the son of Stacy Ann and Ed Comerford. Number 9, E.J. Comerford. Next, a quarterback from San Diego, California, number 14, Andrew Wisely. Wisely is the son of Millie and David and is a political science major. Number 14, Andrew Wisely.
It's hard to hear him.
Next, a quarterback from Topsfield, Massachusetts, number 15, Matt Crowley. Crowley is the son of Barbara and Jack Crowley and is an economics major. Number 15, Matt Crowley.
Go really hard.
Next, a wide receiver from Milton, Massachusetts, number 16, Luke Botsford. Botsford is the son of Jen and Josh and is a civil engineering major. Number 16, Luke Botsford. Next, a defensive back from Los Angeles, number 18, Jeremy Zuniga. Zuniga is the son of Deanna and Henry Zuniga and is an economics major. Number 18, Jeremy Zuniga. Next, a fifth-year running back from Oaklawn, Illinois, number 21, Jayshawn Means. Means is the son of Whitney and Rashawn and is a sociology major. Number 21, Jayshawn Means. Next, a defensive back from Houston, Texas, number 22, Vic Garza. Garza is the son of Marlene and Victor and is a biology major. Number 22, Vic Garza. Next, a linebacker from Madison, Connecticut, number 23, Shane Reiner. Reiner is the son of Joni and Shane Reiner and is an economics major. Number 23, Shane Reiner. Next, from Tampa, Florida, number 44, Richie Forelli. Forelli is the son of Yvonne and Rich Forelli and is an international studies major. Number 44, Richie Forelli. Next, a linebacker from Pomfret Center, Connecticut, number 46, Travis White. White is the son of Jessica and Jean White and is a biochemistry major. Number 46, Travis White. Next, a defensive lineman from Greenwich, Connecticut, number 62, Ed Ayuteri. Ayuteri is the son of Marianne and Edward and is an economics major. Number 62, Ed Ayuteri. Next, a fifth-year offensive lineman from Berlin, Pennsylvania, number 63, Blair Horning. Horning is currently in the graduate program for engineering and is the son of Lisa and Andy. Number 63, Blair Horning. Next, a lineman from Cheshire, Connecticut, number 64, Kent Oliver. Oliver is the son of Connie and Joe Oliver and is a civil engineering major. Number 64, Kent Oliver. Next, a offensive lineman from Waldwick, New Jersey, number 66, Gus Bickert. Bickert is the son of Darcy and Russ Bickert and is a mechanical engineering major. Number 66, Gus Bickert. Next, a fifth-year offensive lineman, number 79, Travis Sapalia. Sapalia is an economics major and is the son of Amy and Tom. Number 79, Travis Sapalia. Next, a wide receiver from New York City, number 85, Jonathan Faber. Faber is the son of Jenny and David Faber and is a philosophy major. Number 85, Jonathan Faber. Next, a defensive lineman from Walpole, Massachusetts, number 93, Javier Rios. Rios is the son of Kristen and Edward and is a biology major. Number 93, Javi Rios. Next, a defensive lineman from Murrieta Valley, California, number 94, Marshall Weiss. Weiss is the son of Irene and David and will graduate with a degree in political science. Number 94, Marshall Weiss. Next, a defensive lineman from Seacliff, New York, number 95, Andrew Franco. Franco is the son of Laura and Robert Franco and is a computer science major. Number 95, Andrew Franco. Next, a defensive lineman, fifth year, from Gaithersburg, Maryland, number 97, Michael Butler. Butler is an economics major and is the son of Joy and Paul and his wife Louise. Number 97, Michael Butler. Next, a punter from Concord, Massachusetts, number 98, Patrick Walsh. Walsh is the son of Kathleen and Larry Walsh and is majoring in economics. Number 98, Patrick Walsh. And our final senior, a linebacker from New Canaan, Connecticut, number 27, Drew Guida. Guida is the son of Nikki and Andrew and is an economics major. Number 27, Drew Guida. Fans, the Tufts football team would like to thank this group for their hard work and dedication and wishes them all of the best in their future endeavors. Please join us in one more round of applause for the Tufts football senior class.
Hello and welcome back to the Jumbo Zone, where Jake and I have set up a little bit of a game here to rank the NESCAC mascots, and we've put a few of them up on the board already, and we'll talk you through our thinking for them. We'll start with Bates. We like the color scheme. I know it's in black and white, but the red and
Just
the red
imagine
and white, the red and white works well. The Bobcat's a cool mascot. It's a little bit fierce. It puts a little bit of fear into the opponent. Jake says it looks like a B. I don't know if I fully see it, but nevertheless, it's an A tier. And we'll move on to the Amherst Mammoths. I mean, it's a mammoth, but there's nothing bad about that. The color scheme's good too. I mean, I like the purple. It's solid. I mean, I think it could be a little bit scarier, but good B tier.
Speaking of scary, going to Middlebury, they got the Panthers, who have a bit of a fierceness to them. I think the mascot really could be any fierce cat, but yeah. And then moving on to the C tier, we got Colby, who are playing tonight. They are the White Mules, which is like a donkey horse hybrid,
and
doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, and we knocked off a couple points for there's a college also that's called Colby Sawyer, and they have almost identical logos, and they are also blue. And we move on to the Williams College Eafs.
They're a kind of odd mascot. No one's heard of an Eaf. It's named after Ephraim Williams, the founder of Williams, but it's also purple cow.
I've never seen one of those before.
Yeah, straight C tier for me.
And we move on to the Wesleyan Cardinals.
Just kind of basic, honestly. Not much to it.
I feel like I've seen the color scheme before. I've seen the mascot before, but it works. It does the job.
Yeah.
And now we'll move on to some of the ones that we haven't ranked, starting with the Bowdoin Polar Bears.
This is a straight S tier for me. This is a great mascot. I think a polar bear is hilarious for a Maine school. It fits. It's cold, and the polar bears, Actually, Bowdoin, a graduate of Bowdoin, was the man who discovered the North Pole, which is a nice little tie-in to the mascot. I think polar bears, they're fierce. It's kind of cute as well. I think it's just a great mascot all around.
They look gentle, but they are terrifying. And we'll move on to
The Connecticut College Camels. I'm thinking it's an A tier. It's a solid mascot. I like the camels. I think it's funny that it's coming camels from Connecticut, which is pretty cold. But I wouldn't want to mess with the camels. Those things are fierce. Those are tall. Spit on you. Not fun.
It's definitely not a mascot we see a lot of, but it's definitely one that I like, and I like the color scheme too.
Yeah, great mascot. Next up, we got, in my opinion, unquestionably the weakest of the mascots. We've got Hamilton Continentals. For me, just people don't work for me. Why is your mascot just some I don't know, it just doesn't work.
Additionally, the little guy that they use is their secondary logo, and their primary logo is just the H, so that also knocks them down a couple points.
I mean, it's a nice looking H, but I mean, at the end of the day, an H is an H.
That is true, and I mean, what's an H going to do against these animals?
Yeah. Speaking of fierce animals, we've got the bantams, which if you're not sure what a bantam is, I understand it. It's a very small chicken. But this thing could mess someone up. Look at this guy.
He's angry.
Fierce. He's
angry.
He's gonna mess with.
You don't want to mess with chickens.
Yeah, and as we've seen with the Trinity football team this season, you don't want to mess with them either. So, in my opinion, that's an S tier. Small chickens.
Easy yes.
Easy yes. And finally, we've got the mascot you're all waiting to see. We knew it was coming. We got the Tufts Jumbos.
And they are.
I think they're gonna go straight.
No. What did you expect?
Come on.
Straight S tier.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
What
do we need to say?
How many jumbos do you see around?
Yeah, elephants, terrifying.
Thematically
massive.
perfect for Massachusetts.
Yeah. I mean, I see elephants walking around Medford all the time.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't,
there's one even up on the hill right now.
Yeah, I know. It's really easy to find them.
Yeah.
So here's our tier list, and
I'm sure everyone agrees with us because this is pretty common sense rankings. So, yeah.
Let us know what you think. A couple weeks ago, a few of the seniors of JumboCast had an opportunity to attempt kicking field goals with Von Seelig, the kicker on the football team. And we had a very good time, and yeah, check it out.
Have you ever had that feeling where you're watching a sports game and you think, I could do what that guy just did? Well, so have we. And so today, I've decided to bring 4 of my friends over here, some ordinary guys, just to see how exactly we would be able to do against some of Tufts University's finest athletes. This is the JumboCast Amateur Hour. Today, we're at the Ellis Oval, home of the Tufts University football team, and we are going to try our hand at kicking some field goals. Some say that this is a very easy task, but I don't think that's really going to be the case.
I played football for 0 years. The only thing that I kick is ass at Wii Sports.
I was a mediocre soccer player in high school, could kick about halfway down the field.
The last time I think I've kicked a ball in a competitive sport was in 3rd grade when I was on the rec soccer team. I was playing left back, and then me and my friends started giving each other piggyback rides, and I was immediately subbed out of the game.
Currently, I am the captain of the Washington football team in our Tufts Intramural Recreational Soccer League. So I think the talent is definitely there.
Dude, I don't know. I just look at the scores and the stats.
To help us here today is the kicker for the Tufts University football team, Von Seelig. Hey, Von, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
Which one of us here do you think is going to do the best today?
We'll see. I think you got a good shot, though. I like your chances.
Thank you. All right, let's get into it.
Von Seelig. I'm a sophomore kicker for the football team. I've played football ever since I was probably 8 years old. I actually really wanted to play soccer growing up, but I broke my back in high school, which really derailed my soccer career. Sophomore year of high school, I decided I was going to try and play in college. In practice, my farthest field goal is 55 yards, and in game, I think in high school I made a 43-yarder. I think everyone can make an extra point. After that, we'll figure it out, I guess.
We have a designated Von Seelig viewing period during our cheerleading games.
Our extra points always seem to go in, so I think that's a good sign for the competition that we have against us today.
I'm sure he kicks better than I do. I mean,
Dude, I don't remember. That kid can kick a ball. He's got a really cool celebration whenever he makes it with the holstering of the gun.
He looks quite flexible. I think we could really actually put him up in the air on some cheerleaders. He's got that heel stretch going every time he kicks it. So I'll be excited to see how that translates. Not that I can do that, but...
So first thing is you're gonna take 3 steps back, take 2 steps over. You wanna think about stepping with your right foot, left foot, and then kicking. So step, step, and then kick it for a little bit like a soccer ball, and then drive your leg up and through.
Can you do the celebration real quick for us, just so we can?
Or do you need a story on that as well?
Yeah. Ethan, you got the celebration down?
I think out of all of the JumboCasters, I'm probably going to finish in the top 2.
We actually went out there and walked over, so we just see like a 45-yard
point thing.
I've got the strongest leg here, so. Can we get the anatomy guy here? Can we do the anatomy lesson? Here we go. So okay, thanks, man.
So we're going to start at the extra point marker right there, and we're all going to take a turn trying to kick it through the uprights behind us. So we'll have 1 life per distance that we have and continue to move back until people are eliminated. Let's get to it.
So an extra point is snapped from here and kicked from back there.
So I thought the extra point was going to be kicked from the hash, but it turns out that's just where the players line up to snap the extra point. So we're going all the way back to the 10, and that frightens me.
There's a fair chance a couple of us might be eliminated by the time we make it back here.
We can start closer. It's up to you guys.
Let's start at the 5. Start at the goal line. I think it missed. This is the hard part where I look like a fool trying to set up the stand. Right, left, kick.
Oh, those backward steps were not what he showed you at all, Jordan.
This one's going in. Told you.
Okay.
Told you.
We said laces away.
Yeah, laces away.
There we go, Chloe.
Yeah.
Ah!
Just barely.
That's not going over from any farther back. You didn't do anything that he told you to do.
I was over here. I didn't realize he said things. I was too busy practicing being a kick returner.
Hey, there
Yes.
you go.
All right.
See? Kick returner. You see the way I catch that ball?
All right, here comes everybody's number 5 seed. World's skinniest leg.
There you go.
Okay.
We'll take that.
All right, last one is Daniel. Oh.
Let's go, Daniel.
Everybody's in.
Do you think the 10 would be reasonable for us to try right now, or do you want to start at the 5? And
No, I think the 10's reasonable.
Okay.
Damn. Klingy got hops.
It's been so pretty.
How hard can this be? It's just an extra point.
Oh, and it goes wide.
Do this every time on the first one. I had the height and the distance.
Here we go.
Bang. They call me senior second try. Hey.
Sailing up.
Oh.
Oh, I think I'm not taking it. Thank you, Daniel, for your support. Oh.
You didn't see that.
And this is why we don't play wide receiver.
This is stressful. Oh no! I moved the key.
Try and hit it more like on the laces. That's where all the power is.
I lied. I could totally play receiver.
Oh no!
Oh
The
no!
president is
Press is
eliminated.
down.
I mean, I feel like I kind of knew that was gonna happen. How easy is this one?
I'll kick first and then I'll talk.
Gonna miss. Oh!
Bang!
wait, he's pretty good.
Oh,
wow.
dear.
That was nice.
It's at this point that I'm going to give you the opportunity to change your bet on which one of us you think is going to go
Yeah,
the farthest.
I think Daniel might go the farthest based off that last kick.
How hard is a 30-yard field goal like this one?
I mean, you should make it, but it's not a chip shot.
Bro, how? He makes it look so easy.
Oh, dear Lord. This is my redemption story.
Up. Oh! Oh, and it's short. Second one out, right here.
It's harder than it looks. I'm sure it is.
Just a bit short.
It's on your thing layup.
All right, Lily is now facing elimination if she does not make this.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, the legs.
Yeah, that has more distance.
I'll take it.
Oh, that was terrible. Oh my god. Now, would that be a good onside kick?
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good onside kick.
We'll make it. Don't worry.
Go, what's up? Go.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
So Daniel, this is for the win. Here we go.
Ban the man Klingbeil. Go. Go.
Oh!
Hey!
You just make it look easy. Have you ever missed something this far, like in a game?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, that looked pretty easy to me. I don't know.
Daniel hits this will be
This
insane.
is crazy.
Ain't no way.
No.
I say if he misses this and it's close again, we give him a third try. Come on, Clingy. Come on. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
I've only ever kicked one outside of 40 yards. That was last year, and I think it was only 41. And I pulled it. So, yeah, no, I haven't kicked this far in college from an actual game.
Oh,
Win.
Just to the left. The wind took that one.
Yeah, wind did a little bit.
Oh, that's good. Fight.
Right?
And that looks good. Yeah, that looked good to me. Here we go to keep the game alive. We got 2 tries.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, just short.
You have the range.
I don't know if that's true.
You literally were just an inch short.
Oh, shanked it. Daniel, unfortunately, did not win. It is Vaughn. I think it's a good sign.
I'm not gonna lie, things look scary for a second.
You wanna keep going back until you miss?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
We'll see.
Oh, that's money. Yes. Another 5 yards.
How far was your long?
55. The times that I've gone this deep, it's usually been with more wind than this.
Oh, it's looking good.
Bang!
That's a PB. We're making history here on JumboCast.
I think you just go 60. I think there's no reason not to. Let's try it.
I'll try 1 from 60.
1 from 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Balls up.
Yeah, too far under it. I think it's just a little too much distance.
That was a good line, though.
That was 8 yards.
All right.
So impressive.
Ethan, you want to try from out here? 60?
Yeah, it was actually too close to the last one. Oh my god, that is so bad. That's tough.
I honestly expected to make all of these. I was kind of shocked that I went out at the 20, but at least I beat Andrew. Roommate bragging rights right there. If I don't win out the rest of the series, which, let's be real, I will, I'll at least beat Andrew.
One could say we were all surprised that I've done well. One could say we were not surprised that Andrew has not done well. As a roommate of a skinny person, I think it's rubbing off on him a little bit.
I have better strengths in other sports, so once we get to the other episodes, I might have a better shot. But yeah, I knew coming into this one it was not going to end well.
Here at JumboCast, we like to be gracious winners. I felt like I had this one in the bag. I had to represent anyone associated with the Daniel fan club. I appreciate you. This is me at my peak. I'm officially retiring. It's really been great. I appreciate you guys for having me on, and look forward to seeing me dominate next amateur hour.
What did I learn? I didn't learn too much. I'm pretty bad.
I learned that kicking is really hard. We should pay for kickers therapy. We shouldn't bully them. We should protect them in little glass houses.
It's okay to make mistakes. You're going to miss it on the first one, especially if you're me. But you can rebound. You can try again. and then you can make it back to the 30-yard line and come short by about 2 yards.
What I've learned is that I need to go hit the weight room again. I mean, I've taken a few months off. I need to bulk up again.
Well, Vaughn, congratulations. You almost hit a personal best. You tied it. The 55er. This guy, pretty good, huh?
Yeah, pretty good. It was surprising.
Then we might need a fourth stringer.
I can make that work.
That's not bad. Well, thank you so much, Vaughn, and thank you so much to Tufts Football. You can watch their final home game Saturday, November 4th here at Colby at 1 p.m. And we'll see you next time on the JumboCast Amateur Hour. Woo! Thank you so much. Yeah, that's fun.
You know, I don't think I really have a choice but to accept that loss. But I can speak on all of our behalfs when we say we had a really good time. Thank you to Vaughn and Tufts Football for letting us film. And shout out to Daniel Klingbaugh. And we'll get you guys ready for the game with Andrew Howe and Jake Flossie up in the booth.
Right now, play one. From the jump. What are you going to do if your opportunity comes your way from the jump? All day life, all night life, all that life, big match life, big ball life, let's go life, put it down life, put it down life, put it down life, let's go.
A huge thank you to Senior Mark Wynn, who has helped put together these hype videos across the entire season. They have looked amazing, and we are all set for Senior Day here as the Tufts Jumbos football team are taking on the Colby College Mules. Welcome, everybody, into the press box here with JumboCast. My name is Andrew Howe, and I'm joined alongside Jake Flossie, doing double duty today. You were just down on the field, made your way back up here. You still winded after that climb up the stairs?
A little bit out of breath, yeah, but we made it up here. Just a nick of time. Nice to have a great video going to facilitate that transition.
Yeah, speaking of legs being tired, mine definitely was after that duel with Von Steelick over there at the 10-yard line. He's going to get a little
really
bit
call it a
farther
duel
than that.
there. He didn't really get very far. Klingbaugh can maybe call it a duel, but
you can check out that coverage and the video if you want to continue to watch that over on our YouTube channel. With that, the players have taken the field, Jake, and we're getting ready for the last home game of the Tufts Jumbos' successful 2023 season. They've once again put together a top offensive mark across the board throughout all their players, and sitting at a 5-2 record, still an opportunity to make the NESCAC championship if some things start to go their way.
Yeah, and as we talked about earlier in the booth, we're really hoping, the Jumbos are really hoping for a Wesleyan victory over Trinity next week in order to give themselves an opportunity to play for the title in that final game against Middlebury next week. But they really won't know for sure because of the delay of some of the games. We'll only find out a week after the Jumbos play their last game.
We'll talk about the Jumbos, the Mules, and a whole lot more. But first, a step aside for the national anthem. All set to go here at Ellis after the anthem. Let's take a look at some of the keys to the game here, Jake. Let's start off with the Jumbos. What do they need to do to come away with the win here today?
So for the Jumbos, first off, they need to bounce back. They had a rough week last week, facing a Hamilton team who were 1-5 going to the game, and a game that really everyone expected Tufts to win. They lost in 5 overtimes, which is just brutal. So they need to come out strong, come out like they have to prove something after that rough week last week. For another one, they need to keep the foot on the gas. They need to push forward. They're facing a Colby team that, while strong defensively, has some weaknesses on the offense. So they just need to force Colby to keep up with them from the scoring perspective. And finally, they need to abuse some mismatches out wide. They've got talented wide receivers like Jaden Richardson and Cade Moore. They need to force situations where Richardson gets the ball in space against a weaker Colby secondary.
We'll get into Colby in just a little bit, as they are the ones to be kicking off to start things off. It'll be the kicker.
That is
here.
Christos Souzmakas, I believe, the freshman kicker.
See Jay-Sean Means back to receive the kick instead. It'll be picked up by the Jumbos, and they're making a big run down the field. That is number 16, Luke Botsford. Opening play for the Jumbos.
That's a great way to start off the game for the Jumbos. Getting some good field position to get themselves in a position where they can put together a strong starting drive.
Brings them all the way over to the 35-yard line for Michael Berluti.
It is actually,
or it will be, Matt Crowley going to be starting off the game. It is senior day, of course, and good to see our seniors getting some representation here today. Crowley sets back, finds the pass, but is incomplete to Cade Moore. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35.
Yeah, I'd love to see some of the seniors getting a chance to play. Crowley hasn't had many snaps this season, as Berluti's been arguably one of the best offensive players in the SCAC period. So having someone like that in front of you is definitely hard to get some snaps, but it's good to see Crowley getting the opportunity to play.
Yeah, great story from Crowley. Was, of course, injured his sophomore season after being the starting quarterback for a while, having a great first set of games, and now getting another opportunity here against Colby. 2nd and 10, handoff, play action, I should say, and once again, right to Cade Moore down the middle, but that connection has not worked so far on this drive.
Yeah, that's not a good sign for the Jumbos, as that's the second time that Crowley has gone to Moore. Both times have passed, not being quite there. This time, though, you feel like Moore had some hands on it. He could have made a play on it. He just didn't seem to be quite ready for the pass to come. Maybe he was even fooled by the play-action play. Yeah.
Jumbos in trips formation. Jaden Richardson on his own on that right side, covered by Joshua East. We'll see if they look to him as Crowley looks to throw right down the middle again. And once again, incomplete to Cade Moore. That's a quick 3-and-out for Matt Crowley and the Jumbos.
That is not the start the Jumbos were looking for here, as Cade Moore unable to come up with that reception. Jumbos punt team comes out. Not a way that the Jumbos want to start off this game against this Colby team. As we mentioned, they need to score points. Can't score points from a punt.
And you mentioned trying to find passing targets here, as Colby's rush defense is much better than their passing defense. That is the strategy that they went with. Unfortunately, unsuccessful to start off the game. It'll be Patrick Walsh, the punter, set back here at 4th and 10. Mules have been running Cody Song back there to receive the punts, and we'll see if that's the case here again today. Walsh's punt is good, and it'll be a fair catch there for Song, the freshman out of Cresskill, New Jersey, and Colby will take over from their own 25.
The Jumbos are happy that punt went off all right. They had a bit of a rough scare last week where a punt was blocked and returned for a touchdown by the Hamilton Continentals. So they're happy that the punt worked successfully, as we see the Colby offense taking the field.
Colby has an interesting story here, Jake. They've been running with their quarterback, Thomas Keeling, but that wasn't the case for the start of the season. It was originally Miles Drake, but after starting off 0-2, they put in Keeling, and they've looked much better since then.
Yeah, Keeling has gone 3-1 in his starts, including wins against a strong Wesleyan team and several other solid squads. So Keeling has been a revelation for this Mules team.
Keeling had McHugh in motion, instead going to Keon Smart up the middle, and the running back stopped right around the line of scrimmage for the first offensive play of the game.
Yeah, Colby like to run two different running backs. They run Keon Smart, as who just got that carry. They also like to run, I believe, Brendan Sawyer, the other running back who we mentioned in the pregame. His brother, the wide receiver, Jack Sawyer, is another standout player for the Mules.
You can see Means actually lining up along the side, as it is Sawyer next to Keeling, who is set back in a shotgun. Going back to read a new play and see what the Mules decide to do here on 2nd and 9 from their own 28. It's a handoff right to Sawyer up the middle, stopped by a boatload of Jumbos. Not going to get a whole lot there.
Yeah, interesting that Colby's opting to go with the run so much off the gates. They haven't had much success from the rush game so far. Just offensively as a whole, they haven't experienced that much success.
But this third down is a really key point for them. They're 9th in the NESCAC with third down conversions. So if they want to put up points, they want to score, they need to convert on third down. We'll see what can happen on this play, though.
About a 33% success rate in terms of conversions, and they got 6 yards left to go. You see Keeling continue to look back to their coaching staff to make sure they're getting the plays right. As you see their lead receiver, Matt McHugh, lined up with Lewis Timmons on the left side of the field. Keeling sets back to pass, but he's going to get met by a whole lot of trouble. The ball comes loose. Who's going to get it? A big pileup. I think it's recovered by Colby. We'll see what it is.
That's
and the
Jumbo's ball.
referees are signaling that it's a Jumbo's ball.
Well, that will turn the tide of a game, Andrew, as the Jumbos come out with a strip. Chaos in the pocket there, and I couldn't quite tell who forced that fumble, but that will hype up the Jumbo squad as we see them cheering and excited.
Ed Ayuteri wanted to record the sack, and we're going to get the confirmation of who recovered that fumble. It looks like it was Jameer Alves, number 11, coming all the way from that strong safety position, and the Jumbo's now in great field position after that early 3-and-out.
Yeah, and Berluti is coming back out. It was nice to see Crowley out, but Berluti is definitely their more consistent snap taker, and will be looking to get a touchdown for the Jumbos here in the red zone.
See 2 men in motion there. It's Berluti getting ready to receive his first snap of this last home game of the 2023 season. It's a rush by Chartelis Reese down the right side. He's taken down, only a gain of a couple yards.
Yeah, this Colby rush defense is a solid unit out there. They have been pretty strong throughout the season. I believe they're 4th in the NESCAC in terms of rushing yards allowed. They're able to resist the Tufts jumbo package there, putting in additional linemen on the fields and shutting down Chartelis Reese's attempt to get outside.
It's a gain of 3 for Reese, as now Richardson is set up on the left side of the field. Jack Elliott, the tight end, moving in a blocking formation as Reese goes up the middle, finds a little bit of space, but is taken down. Not quite at that first down, but easing closer and closer to at least field goal range for the Jumbos.
Yeah, great play from the Colby defender there to grab Reese as he ran by. It looked like he might have had some space open, but that drag down really cut down his momentum as it's Jumbos face 3rd and 4.
You see the Jumbos now on 3rd down, running with a couple different options. You see Ryan Doyle as well as Luke Botsford there in that wide out position alongside Moore. Still Richardson on his own side of the field, as they're going to give him as much room to work with as possible. Berluti takes a snap from the shotgun, looking to his left, finding an opening is Robbie Moret, and he's going to get brought down around the 10. A big first down and a big catch for the senior Moret.
Yeah, Moret on that out route there, finding some space. Berluti able to connect with him. That's a first actually completed pass of the game for the Jumbos, and couldn't have come at a better time on that 3rd down. The Jumbos are actually the best in the NESCAC when it comes to 3rd down conversions, and they show it right there as they now face, looks like 1st and goal.
That was Moret's first reception of the game, 10th reception on the season for now a total of 90 yards. Jumbos have 10 yards to work with to get their first score of the game. It's a quick handoff to Reach. Down the left side is going to get met by a ton of Mules, and they're going to stop him around the 7.
Yeah, the Mules linebacker group is really solid. They've got the best tackler in the NESCAC in Julian Young, and along with freshman Lincoln Merrill, who's had a great season as well. This is a linebacker core who, well, maybe not the most experienced, have had a great season, and they managed to make the tackle there on Reese, not allowing him to get all the way outside.
Yeah, not a ton of all-NESCAC offensive players for Colby last year, but they did have Young and Nick Donatillo, the linebacker, named to those all-NESCAC teams on the defensive end in the previous season. Both, again, continuing to put up great years. 2nd and goal from the 7. Berluti still in shotgun, as he'll have 3 receivers to his right side. Instead, his eyes turn right towards Jade. Cover by number 2, Will Nippon, to break up that pass. Oh, but a flag is on the field. They're going to call a roughing the passer call, and they're going to give the ball right back to the Jumbos. It's going to be another first down.
Berluti under a ton of pressure there, managing to get the throw out to Jaden Richardson. I think both sides had a rather worthy appeal for pass interference. in that play as Jaden Richardson kind of dragged the Colby defender down, and you could argue Colby defender also dragged Jaden Richardson down. So the penalties sort of cancel each other out there, but the roughing the passer does allow them to get another set of downs here as they try to convert in this red zone.
It is interesting, as didn't seem like Richardson was ready for that pass, but looks like they're going to benefit anyway, as Berluti now at the 3-yard line and a fresh set of downs. They got a big offensive line up front. This kind of reminiscent of the Super Jumbo. Berluti going to take it himself down the left side and pick up the first touchdown of the game for your Tufts Jumbos.
Yeah, Berluti loves that read option with Chartelis Reese, and he's such a lethal player on both sides of the ball. He can run the ball, he can pass the ball, and in that case, I was even fooled with the read option. I was watching Chartelis Reese, and clearly that was effective as the Colby defense was watching him as well, finding a space in the end zone.
Berluti on the run, always a thrill to watch. He's actually 4th in the NESCAC just in terms of rushing yards completed, so in terms of rushing yards per game, I should say. So always a big threat on the ground and picks up the first 6 here for the Jumbos.
Yeah, absurd stats from Berluti. He's leading the NESCAC in total offense, and he actually has the NESCAC record from last year with total offense.
Extra point is good for our good friend Vaughn Seelick, friend of the program now we can say, as Tufts out to an early 7-0 lead. And Jake, this is a little bit surprising maybe if you just watched that first drive of the game, because the Jumbos had bad field position, they punted, and then 2 minutes later they're in to score again.
Yeah, and I think they got a little bit lucky there. That roughing the passer call on 3rd down was a big boost for them. But it just shows the impact that Michael Berluti can have on this offense. Crowley played a solid stint in there, but Berluti just adds that extra X factor of having those wheels. He can run, he can provide more options, just forces the defense to keep an eye on him. It makes them a little bit more uneasy as they know he's got that in his arsenal as well.
That was Berluti's 4th rushing touchdown on the season. And, you know, just putting up a ton of offense, as you already said. 18 passing touchdowns now, 4 rushing touchdowns. One of the big dual threat players in the NESCAC, and definitely going to help the Jumbos out for another year as well as he heads into his senior season.
Yeah, he will be missing his favorite target, Jaden Richardson, but he will still have a large class of wide receivers, including Cade Moore, next year.
The kickoff from Patrick Walsh was
that was
just
tight.
Ignored, yeah. They decided to hold it and kind of almost bounced back into play. But they will call it a touchback as a nice play, or a nice read there, I should say, from Subomi Suyoya.
Yeah, if that's a yard shorter, that is not a touchback. So pretty lucky, honestly, for the Colby Mules there that the ball did not go a couple meters further, because it could have been disastrous.
So out trots again, the Colby offense. Didn't get too far last time around. They were stopped right around this position of the field. Hopefully for Thomas Keeling and the rest of his crew, things go a little bit better this time around with them down 7.
Hoping for a short memory here.
Looking to his left, a deep pass is incomplete from McHugh. You saw Timmons as well as number 11 for the Jumbos, Jameer Alves, there to make the stop.
Yeah, McHugh found some space there. He had some opportunity, but the Tufts defense was able to close down on it. They were running the zone play there, and McHugh unable to make it on that outside slant.
We've seen McHugh, who's the leader in terms of receiving yards for the Mules so far, be manned up with Lewis Timmons. That's not going to be the play here, as instead it's going to be a rush by Keon Smart. Oh, and he's still buying some time. Started on his right, went all the way across the field, and going to get a gain of about 5.
Looks like it was almost 9, actually. That's a great rushing play for the Mules. I'm not sure if it was intentional to have him do that little counter switch to the other side, but if you didn't notice, there was no one lining up on that side of the field. They definitely left it open. Keon Smart really smart there, as could see by his name, to find the space to create an opportunity for himself. And he's been a weapon both on the rushing game and in the passing game so far this season for Colby.
You still see him in the backfield here as Keeling trying to complete a 3rd and 1. Right back up to Smart. He's got the first down and a little bit more, as Colby will shift the markers and get another set.
Yeah, and that was just solid power football there. That's the type of thing that may not be the prettiest thing, but it works. Gets those first downs, which Colby desperately needs in order to compete with this offense and not get stuck behind a two-score game.
So 1st and 10 from the 37. Play action here for Keeling. He's immediately met with pressure. Instead, we'll find Smart, who leaked out and is going to be able to pick up at least a couple of yards there. We'll take a look at who received that quarterback hit. I believe that was Vic Garza coming from the safety position.
Yeah, Garza likes that little disguised rush where he comes a little bit later, so Keeling can't really predict how the defense is going to line up. This case, able to get the hit, but not quite in time, as Keeling was able to find the out pass quickly.
It was a gain of 4 there for Smart, who's gotten the last 3 plays offensively from the Mules. He's going to get it again. Handoff to that left side, and it's going to get stopped. Not a ton of yardage that time. Seemed like a lead of Shane Reiner to make that tackle.
So going into this game, we didn't get to talk about the Colby keys to the game, but one of the ones I have written down is they need to get Keon Smart going. He has had a huge game against Bates earlier this season where he had 225 yards total between rushing and passing, but hasn't really gotten into the game as much as last few weeks. He's started off well so far. He's been the primary focus of this offense up to this point. As I say that, though, he checks out as the running back, a new running back checks in for Colby.
It'll be Loxley Burke, but just uses a blocker here as Keeling is set back to pass a deep one, and they do find him a massive gain. The ball comes loose for just a second. And it looks like it was Emmanuel Teshoa, the junior out of Winthrop, Massachusetts, to make that catch.
The Jumbo's calling for the fumble, but that ball, from what I saw at least, he looked like he was down, and the referees agree with that.
Teshoa listed as a starter, but hasn't gotten a ton of attention so far on this season. That's just his 8th catch of the year, and it was a big one as they move the Mules into opposing territory. They go right back to Burke, who finds a big chunk of space up the middle. It'll take 2 Jumbos to stop him, but another first down. And now Colby find themselves in the red zone.
This Colby offense is looking quite strong right now, finding Loxley Burke for a big carry. They've been exposing some holes in the Jumbo's rush defense, kind of pounding it down the center. And then when the Jumbos were possibly focusing more on the rush defense after several consecutive runs, they find the great pass to Teshoa. Smart play calls from the Colby offense.
Jack Sawyer on his lonesome on the left side. Instead, another handoff here. This time Smart has re-entered the game, gets a little bit of extra space, and is pushed out of bounds around the 12-yard line.
Yeah, again, Smart finding space on these outsides. He's not the biggest of guys. He's shorter. He doesn't look like your power imposing running back, but he's got pace and is able to find gaps in this defense.
Thomas Keeling, senior out of Irvine, California. 2nd and 4 from the 12-yard line, looking to pick up his first touchdown of this game. Step back to pass, gets a lot of distance, but now is suddenly getting covered there. You could see Dom DiCrescenzo just run straight at Keeling, and he's got to throw it away.
Yeah, that is a terrifying sight if you are the quarterback there, and makes a smart play to just chuck it down. He's out of the pocket, so it's not an intentional grounding call. Good pressure from the Jumbos, though, forcing Keeling to not be able to behave comfortably in the pocket.
So Keeling now facing 3rd down. They've brought Burke back into the game at running back.
But Burke's a bit of a bigger guy, so maybe hoping to pound at the center.
Looking to his left. Attempt to Sawyer, but a big sack. That's number 95, Andrew Franco, getting in on the action on senior day.
Yeah, not a normal starter as far as I'm aware, but a player that has really taken his opportunity to do some damage here. And this Jumbo's defensive line, we have a lot of players here who can get sacks, who can provide pressure to the quarterback, and it's not necessarily one man who's leading the way. 2 different players on 4 sacks this season.
It'll be the kicker, Zumakis, trying the field goal attempt from the 19. It's a block, and it's picked up by the Jumbos. Vic Garza getting onto the action and makes his way down to the 30-yard line. Vic Garza once again playing a factor on that kick block, and the Jumbos will deny Colby an opportunity to score.
Wow. That is the type of play that, again, hypes the defense up. They struggled a bit. They were unable to stop this Colby offense. They rolled down the field, and then a big sack followed by a big field goal block is the type of thing that motivates you guys to go ahead and get another touchdown as they hope to get back on the field. Sumakis is a strong kicker as well. He doesn't normally face this type of pressure. He's 2-time NESCAC Special Teams Player of the Week and has been a really solid player for these Mules.
Yeah, hit a 42-yard field goal earlier on in this season. That was much shorter. Unfortunately, no result here. Berluti has a lot of time as the offensive line just buying him that space, and he's going to take it himself on the run, nearly getting up to that first down marker. Excellent scramble there by Berluti to get a big gain for the Jumbos.
And you mentioned there the offensive line, and that is big there. The Jumbos' offensive line has been one of the best in the SCAC this season. They've only allowed 1 sack all season, only against Bowdoin a couple weeks ago. And again, they just do not allow Colby to apply really any pressure to Berluti. He hit all the time in the world. But the Colby secondary forced Berluti to not be able to find an opportunity he may have wanted with Richardson or one of the other receivers.
Offensive line led by these graduate students, and Blair Horning and Travis Apele have been with the team over the last few years. Berluti in the play action looks to Cade Moore up the middle, and he finds himself a first down at the 50-yard line.
That looks eerily similar to the play that the Jumbos ran earlier this game where Curley tried to find Moore, and it went straight through Moore's hands. This time the play works out, first down. Definitely a player the Jumbos like. Moore gets a little bit of space. He's got generally pretty solid hands, and in that case able to reel it in.
Berluti and the Jumbos offense on a roll since he entered the game on the second drive of this matchup against the Mules. Now at midfield, another good opportunity to put points on the board after Colby was so close to scoring. Quick pass, right to Moore again on the right side. Gonna break one tackle and finally is stopped by number 27, Jackson Murray.
2 straight first downs for Cade Moore. We haven't really seen Richardson get in the game, but the good thing is for the Jumbos that they have multiple threats they can go to. They can go to Cade Moore, who's been a very strong receiver in his own right this season. I think upwards of 400 yards on the season. Really been a solid wide receiver for the Jumbos.
15-yard gain there for Moore. That brings him to 2 catches, 27 total already with 3.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Another extended offensive line here, 1st and 10, expected to go to Reese up the middle. Berluti going to send it up here to Chartelis Reese, finds an opening in that left side and is brought down right past the opposing 30-yard line.
And as we mentioned, they're facing a Colby rush defense, which is pretty solid. But in order to really facilitate a play-action offense like Coach Jay Savetti likes to run, they need to have opportunities for Chartelis Reese to actually get the ball and take some space. And 4 yards there, 6 yards elsewhere, 3 yards, like just small rushing plays can get in the opponent's head. They make you think that they still like to rush the ball, they still like to play. And the Jumbos have a really dual-based offense of both rushing and passing.
Tufts now running more on his own down that left side. Berluti looking for him, instead going to run right through the defensive line. Long pass to Robbie Moret in the left side of the end zone. And the senior's got himself the 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, he found some space out in that back corner. And Berluti throws his first touchdown this season to a player not named Cade Moore or Jaden Richardson.
Yeah.
So really showing some great versatility on this senior day. Great moment for Robbie Moret.
Moret obviously had that big catch on the first drive. Hasn't got a ton of options, a ton of plays really sent to him throughout the year. Had 5 receptions for 44 yards in that game versus Amherst, and then had another 21-yard reception against Hamilton, but really has gotten on the board, and that's his first receiving touchdown of the season. Extra point is good for Sealick. It's an early 14-0 Jumbos lead.
And you mentioned in the video that he's got this trademark celebration. I haven't seen it. He just did this nice little handshake with his holder, so they're mixing it up a bit there from Sealick.
So, unfortunately, there was a ton of content in that video that we were unable to get out there. We did ask Vaughn about the celebration, and you're going to get the inside scoop right here on JumboCast. Well, according to Vaughn, now with Luke Leongas serving as his placeholder, they've come up with a new set of celebrations. So it's not always the whole string of the gun. They've done a little bit of other things, as you've seen over the past couple of games. And, you know, it's always nice to spice things up. Heading into your 2nd season, got to get a little creative.
Yeah, creativity is always appreciated, and you don't want to be too predictable from the celebration
I know,
front.
yeah. You gotta keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
If the pace goes the way that it has been going, we might see some more of those PATs from Sealick. We can keep track. Maybe keep a little spreadsheet and ask him next time around. Walsh, step back to punt.
or sorry, on the kickoff, I should say. So Yoye is going to let it bounce once again. Another touchback for the Mules, and they'll get one more opportunity. They brought themselves within the red zone on their last drive and just were unable to convert after that block kick.
That's been a rare red zone stop for the Jumbos. They've struggled with that so far this season. Up until a few weeks ago, they hadn't had a single red zone stop all season, but a big one coming at a great time as they extend it to a 2-score lead. The Mules really need to get out here and score immediately if they want a chance to stay in this game. They want to keep pace with this prolific Jumbos offense. So we see Sawyer out in the backfield for the Mules. They've had multiple running backs, and all of them have worked pretty well, I'd say. Smart has done well. Burke has put in some good performances as well.
And they're going to go right to Sawyer on the first play of the drive. He stopped very close to the line of scrimmage as the Jumbos were expecting that run, as it'll be an easy second down as the first quarter clock winds down. See, Brendan Sawyer, of course, the brother of Jack, who's one of the other top wide receivers here on the Mules, doesn't get a ton of distance on the rushing. He only averages around 3 yards a carry, so he's used really in that fullback position as Keeling sets back a long pass is going to be broken up by Rosario. We'll see if there's a flag. There is a flag on the floor, probably a PI.
Yeah, it looks like the hands on the back there as White was running away. It looks like the Jumbo safety got some hands on his back, tripped him a little bit. I think it's a fair call. Really restricted any opportunity White had of catching the ball.
It was a holding call against Rosario, a 10-yard penalty, and that'll bring them up to the 36-yard line, the 36-yard line here in first down.
I guess the argument there was the pass wasn't catchable, so holding instead of PI. That's fair.
That's a 5-yard difference.
Yeah.
So now Keeling gets another set of downs with Smart now in the backfield. Immediate handoff once again. Smart is tripped up, still on his feet, and is going to get brought down for a massive loss by the Tufts defense.
That was Garza again. He's had a great game so far with a blocked field goal and now this massive tackle for loss. Big play from Vic Garza for the Jumbos.
They're giving that instead to Drew Guida, it seems. Has already had a tackle on the game. Another one right there, a big one for a big loss. It's now 2nd and 22 from Colby's own 24.
And Guida's already got 3 tackles for a loss on this season. Has been a real stalwart of this Jumbo's defense.
Sawyer in motion here. Keeling set back to pass, looking to Smart, finding trouble instead. An incomplete pass, just a little bit too low, as the intended target was, in fact, Jack Sawyer.
Yeah, just hard to catch a ball that low. Sawyer makes a good effort at it, trying to kind of spin around as he catches it, but is unable to do it in the end. It's not the situation you want to be in for the Mules offense. 3rd and 22. You really are hoping for a second down there where they could have gotten some yards to chip it off. We have seen some big plays, but 22 yards is a big ask of this Mules offense.
See Cormac Wright and Lewis Timmons matched up against each other on the left side. Keeling step back to pass, immediately met with pressure, finds a spot in the pocket. Intended target is once again Jack Sawyer, but a nice play defensively. Christian Rosario was following him the whole way.
Yeah, really no space for any of the wide receivers in that Colby offense, as the Tufts secondary had it pretty much all covered. I think Keeling was just Sawyer had the most space, but really not much at all. So great defense from the Tufts secondary.
So despite the penalty, another early end to the offensive possession here for the Colby Mules, and still no score as we are nearing the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and I talked about how the Tufts offense needs to keep the foot on the gas. They slowed down a bit last week against Hamilton. They need to put another score in here on this possession if they really want to put this game out of reach for the Mules.
Daniel Gerlash, the freshman out of Boulder, Colorado, is back to punt. You see Andre Smith in the backfield waiting to collect that one. Whistle is blown. And looks like Colby just didn't get the snap off in time. That's going to send them back another 5 yards.
Just adding insult to injury at this point as the punter is getting a little bit cramped there near the goal line. This will give Tufts even better field position to start off the play.
You can see Gerlach near the end of the near the end zone, honestly. Things go awry once again, as they have earlier on these kick attempts, not the punt attempt. Would be a very dangerous situation. Punt does go off. It is short, and Smith will be able to recover it. He's going to try to take it himself, and does make two men miss and stopped right around midfield.
That's a dangerous choice there from Smith, but he makes it work, finding an opportunity to take a few yards additionally. The Jumbos get excellent field position to start off this third drive, and they really have had excellent field position throughout this game. First kickoff, great spot like on the 30, obviously off of the fumble. The Jumbos team has really been able to get a good start to start off their drives as Berluti takes the field again.
We saw the Jumbos at this position just a couple of minutes ago, right at midfield. Ended well for them last time around as a long pass to Robin Moret resulted in a touchdown, their second of the game. We'll see if Berluti can do it again. Still waiting to see Jaden Richardson get involved. Handoff to Chartelis Reese, making his way towards that right side. Stopped right around the line of scrimmage. It will be a gain of about 2 for Reese.
Yeah, it's really hard to get outside against the linebackers as solid as Colby has. And Reese saw the defensive line really pushing up, so he chose to go outside, but no space at all for him in this game.
So just a gain of 1 for Reese. He's once again right beside Berluti, 2nd and 9 from the opposing 48. Berluti step back to pass, a short one to Reese on the left side of the field. Gets a couple of extra yards. It'll be 3rd and 5. And that's going to wind down the first quarter. Jumbos with 2 early scores and some great defense, both a fumble recovery and a blocked field goal attempt. That brings their score up to 14-0 as we end the first quarter of play. Jake, we'll see you down on the field for the Jumbo Zone. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Henry Burns will join us for quarter number 2. Back here for the second quarter as sides have swapped. Andrew Howe joined alongside Henry Burns. Henry, it's good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Flossie took over my job for a quarter, but I'm retaining that.
It'll be 3rd and 6 as the Jumbos are up 14-0 over the Colby Mules, looking to finish the season at home with a perfect 4-0 record. See the Jumbos once again with trips with Richardson on that left side. Berluti, step back to pass, finally finds Jaden Richardson, his first reception of the game. It'll be a gain of about 20 yards for the senior wide receiver.
All game, Colby's been playing off ball on Jaden Richardson, rightfully so. This is the first time they've pressed up on him, and Berluti clearly ID'd that and hit him over the middle on a slant right away. Great first down pickup.
Seen more players get involved here, Henry. We've mentioned at the top of the show, you know, Berluti's only thrown touchdown passes to Richardson and Moore. That changed just a couple of minutes ago when Robbie Moret hauled in that one for the second score of the game.
Yeah, I like the game script today. Get the seniors a little bit more involved on their final home game of their career.
Fresh set of downs here for Berluti at the Colby 28. And the shotgun is a handoff to Reese. Going to that right side is brought down by the Colby secondary. That's number 50, Julian Young, their middle linebacker who's had a great season for them this year.
Colby's been doing pretty well so far, stopping this Tufts rushing attack, the #1 rushing attack in the league. But so far, defense has been pretty stout. They're playing really deep with the cornerbacks and trusting their guys in the box to step up and make plays like that.
Definitely trust somebody like Young coming into the game today.
had a ton of tackles, I think nearing 60, 35 of them being on his own in solo fashion. So no gain there on the first down. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Immediate pass to Richardson, who comes right back around. And it's a gain of around 5, as Richardson now with 2 straight looks and 2 straight catches.
Yeah, I'm shocked we haven't seen more of this yet. Number 21, Joshua East for Colby, has been playing 10 yards off of Jaden Richardson. He is wide open for all those stop routes just like that. I would love to see them dial those up all day.
Yeah, you've seen East kind of manned up with Richardson a lot of this game, and we came into this expecting the pass to be really something that the Jumbos were looking to exploit, with the defensive line, the linebackers a little bit stronger, stopping that rushing defense. 3rd down, 5, Berluti looking for a pass. Moore and Berluti just weren't on the same page. That was nearly intercepted as well by Nick Donatillo.
Yeah, you're right. They weren't on the same page. Looked like Moore was running a little whip route to the in, and Berluti expected him to take it out. Unfortunately, missed that connection there. Pretty good coverage from Colby anyways. I don't know if it would have been a first down. We'll see what the Jumbos do here.
Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5. It would be a 38-yard field goal attempt for Von Seelig. Coach Civetti has been hesitant to send him out that far. You saw him miss one from around this range last week against Hamilton.
They're only 30% on 4th down. It's the 3rd worst in the league, so this will be interesting to see their play choice here.
Berluti in the shotgun, goes back to read another play.
I wouldn't be shocked to see hard count and no play. Yeah.
And so just a timeout being called. We'll see if the offense comes back out, or maybe Von Seelig gets an opportunity from 38 yards.
Yeah, I understand if Von Seelig makes this, it's 17-0 again, and maybe you start getting shades of last week against Hamilton, up 17-0.
Just trying to avoid that number.
Yeah, I agree. That might be playing into his decision-making, but I think you got to take the points here, extend the game to a 3-possession game. You really put it out of reach of this Colby offense that has shown absolutely no life outside of the one drive that they got their field goal blocked on.
It's been an interesting story with this Colby offense, as they're going to be taking possession of the ball after this play if it is the field goal unit coming out. And Andrew Keeling getting a ton of options, or Thomas Keeling I should say, getting a ton of options from or getting a ton of starts towards the back half of this year, and has looked good except for last week when they did lose, or the last time they played when they were against Hamilton, and that was when Keeling put up the most passing attempts of the season. And it just, tended to not work out for them.
Yeah, it's a team that when they have to rely on the pass, they really struggle. They're comfortable with the run, and I think if they don't get a stop right here, they're going to have to start relying on the pass more. But looks like Berluti's going to go out there, and they're going to go for it in an empty set here. All receivers split out wide.
See Doyle in motion really quickly, as now 5 yards to go for that first down marker. Berluti all by himself in the backfield. Play clock, of course, not a problem, as he'll be set back. Looking for Richardson instead. Now has to go towards his right, finds an opening, and will look to find a pass, and it is completed. I believe that was Doyle who made that one for the Jumbos. Oh no, Moret once again, who's been a really big part of this game so far.
Yeah, Moret continuing his huge day. That's on the Colby defensive line right there. Their DBs provided enough time in coverage. Should have been a coverage sack, but couldn't get pressured through this stout Tufts offensive line, allowing only 1 sack so far.
That brings the Jumbos to the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 once again, as they're threatening to put this game into a bit of a scary spot if you are Colby. Berluti looking back again. They like buying their time, it seems, for calling their plays, as you see Moore and Richardson together on the left side of the field.
Yeah, backers walking up on the left side. I wouldn't be surprised to see Berluti go right to him.
Instead, it's a handoff to Reese. Breaks through a couple of tacklers, and it's a gain about 4.
Yeah, it looked like pre-snap he was checking in and out of pass or run, just making his decision based on what he saw from the look. Good decision on hand it off. You get a 5-yard gain. Now setting up 2nd and goal. Real short now, about 6 or 7 yards.
See Colby set back here. You see all their defenders obviously playing very close together, as they don't have to worry about a deep pass this time around. Wonder if Reese gets the target here again. You see Richardson on his own on that left side, but a lot of linemen set up. Is this a super jumbo, Henry?
I believe so.
It'll be Reese once again, diving up the middle. He's going to get stopped right around the 5-yard line, so not a ton of gain right there.
Yeah, great gang tackling right there. Nowhere to go. It was the super jumbo, like you said, but Colby neutralized the super jumbo there. They put everybody in the box, and if you're going to run it into that, you're going to have to win your matchups up front, which Tufts did not. But third down coming up, 3rd and 5 or 6, which, you know, you really have the whole world open up to you. You can pass or run from this distance. A run is a little bit more risky with 6 yards to pick up, and Colby's been doing a great job stopping it. I'd like to see them run some slant routes towards the inside of the field.
Yeah, the Colby line has worked well in stopping that rush so far. So once again, only a 2-receiver setup here, but it's going to be going right to Cade Moore. The pass was tipped. Moore still nearly was able to come down with it, as both Will Nippon and Moore a little bit upset with themselves as it goes to 4th down. They bring out the kicking unit.
Yeah, Nippon really should have had that ball in the end zone and taken it the other way. But regardless, that's still a stop. That's a red zone stop. That's huge for your team. Boost your morale. A field goal here from Tufts. You're in your automatic zone from Von Seelig. This is basically an extra point. He's almost 100% on his kicks this season. Hopefully I didn't just announce or jinx him. But
that back does sail through the uprights, and it'll be 17-0 in favor of Tufts.
But that's a great stop from Colby. You need to get the momentum going back in your direction. That was a play where Berluti forced it to Cade Moore. He was double covered, didn't really have anything over there. Almost got bailed out by the dropped interception, but Colby did a great job. They covered Richardson on the right side and Cade Moore on the left side and closed down everything. And so now you're down 17. You're Colby. You've had one successful offensive drive, but the key thing is that offensive drive was sparked by a long pass, and that's what you need to do again, is just go back to this pass game, because Tufts is excellent against the run, but also excellent. I mean, they're the number one. Tufts, they're the number 1 defense against the pass, so you really need to trust your guys to make plays and get out there and get ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, not a ton of options here for Colby, as it seems like, you know, once they did get a little bit of momentum, they were set up for a field goal, and that should have been 3 points on the board, but some really nice play by the defense to put a stop to that one.
But I don't think Colby's going to be winning this game if they're kicking field goals. They got to be scoring touchdowns, and that's kind of been their problem all season long.
See Song and Suyoye back to receive the kick. Patrick Walsh sends it over, and Suyoye is going to pick it up, run with it this time around, and get himself to around the 20-yard line. So not as far as the touchback would have taken him, but a nice run once again by Suyoye.
Yeah, this offensive unit only averaging under 200 passing yards a game. I would love to see them come out and start throwing it. Just set your quarterback up well. You know, he's only played 4 games. He's pretty new, didn't have any experience. Although he's a senior, he just has not had game time experience, which is what you need to be a successful passer in this league. That's why Berluti is so good as a junior. He was able to get in so early in his career. But help your guy out. You know, short passes, can make completions, and then that'll set up the longer game.
Have yet to see Matt McHugh, who's been the lead receiver for Colby, get involved so far. You see Keeling looking for him, but instead the target is going to be Burke, but is broken up there by number 27, Drew Guida. Sorry, that was Smart, on the intended receiver.
Yeah, Colby loves these like underneath routes, angled routes, screen passes to their to their running backs. But Drew Guida was all over that. He sniffed that out right away, blanketed the running back, and made a great play on the receiver.
You see McHugh set up on his own on that right side as Keeling picks up a play. Being covered right now by Rosario. We'll see how that matchup goes. Instead, it's a handoff right back to Smart. Finds a small opening for a gain of about 6.
Great pickup, huge hole on the right side. Colby did a great job clearing out a bunch of Tufts jumbos. I like when they spread their wide receivers out wide like that. They had them on the numbers. It moves the DBs out wide. Gives you just a little bit more space with your running back to get to the second level on your run plays.
So 3rd and 5 right now. If a 3 and out comes through for Colby, that's a very, that's not a great look for them. We'll see. As Keeling step back to pass, it looks like a jumbo moved early. Both them and Colby are pointing at each other. See what the call is. It's a false start on Colby. Looks like one of their linemen Got a bit jumpy right there. That's going to send him back 5 yards. Now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, mistakes are killer. When you're on your own half of the field, it's 3rd down. You can't afford a false start like that. Now you're looking at 3rd and 10. You have to pass the ball, and this is that Tufts defense that's #1 in the league against the pass.
Yeah, McHugh, Sawyer, even Duke Ferrara have not gotten involved in this game so far. So we see Ferrara now set up alongside McHugh on that right side, and we'll see if they go for the pass here on 3rd and 10. Keeling sets back instead, going towards McHugh around midfield, but the pass is broken up. Nice defense there by Rosario alongside Jeremy Zuniga, who's playing that free safety position.
Yeah, double coverage right there, locked up. Looked like Keeling just really did not have anything open. He stepped up in the pocket, avoided the pressure well, but I honestly think he would have been better off tucking and running. Would have had a better shot at getting the sticks, and instead he kind of just had to throw it away and not force a turnover.
And when everybody knows the pass is coming, you got one of the best pass defenses in the league in the Tufts Jumbo. It's very hard to find even your best receivers here for Colby. So with another 3 and out, as once again the punting team comes out, Smith is going to collect this one around the 41-yard line. He's going to go for a run once again, gets through a couple of defenders, and will get stopped right around midfield. There's a nice tackle there by, I believe that was Gamble Reed. The defensive lineman putting in the effort on the run.
Yeah, when you're a big boy like that, you don't like to be running 40 yards down the field and making a tackle on #1 Andre Smith. He's too shifty to be tackling. But great open field tackle, and Tufts again is going to take possession of the ball on the opposing half of the field. This is killing Colby. You're playing one of the best offenses in the league. You can't let them start on your own half.
Jumbo started their last possession at midfield, ended in a field goal for themselves. You see Andre Smith back with Berluti in the running back position. They're going to immediately hand it off to him right up the middle, finds a bit of an opening, and makes his way right around the 1st down marker as Andre Smith gets a great first carry of the last home game of the year.
Yeah, Andre Smith is a weapon that Tufts does not utilize often on the offensive side of the ball. He's primarily a return man, kick returns, punt returns, but he has explosive speed and is always a threat with the ball in his hand. I love when they put him in the backfield. He's also prolific in the receiving game, really good out of the backfield catching balls.
Had a great moment after Smith recorded his first touchdown of the year against Wesleyan, and you saw all of his teammates just going to congratulate him. Obviously a big factor just in terms of the chemistry and the team as a whole. Andre Smith getting another good opportunity here as still out there as Berluti gets another set of downs. Play action, looking towards the middle. Cade Moore fumbling it, and that was another dangerous situation. You saw Donatio dive in front, trying to collect that one, and another very close call for the Jumbos.
Yeah, that's straight up just a drop on Cade Moore. Hit him right in the hands, in stride. Would have been right at the 1st down. That's one you wish you had back, but you got to forget and move on, because this Colby defense is letting you have those passes every single time. They're sitting in this off cover 4 look. They're scared of the deep ball, so those dig routes, those in routes over the middle, the slant routes, they're wide open as long as you're in front of their DBs. I'd like to see them go, honestly, right back to the same play.
Moore's been getting himself open, whether it was on the first drive of the game where Matt Crowley was unable to connect, and once again there on that last play. See him on the right side of the field as Berluti takes the snap from the shotgun, immediately going right back to Smith. It's going to be...
Everybody expects pass. It's 3rd and 10, and you hit him with a draw up the middle, and Andre Smith makes a few guys miss and stretches out and gets tough and gets the 1st down. Tufts is rolling right now.
Just first down after first down. Nothing too big in terms of like a giant pass or anything. They're just playing good football, and that's gotten them to a 17-0 lead. They're going to look to extend it as they're approaching the red zone. Berluti, play action, sends it to Moore up the middle. It just wasn't fast enough to get there. Incomplete pass once again for Mike Berluti.
Yeah, dangerous throw. Safety was lurking over top. Came up after the play clapping. Wish he had that one in his hands. But Berluti did a good job. He hit a guy right in his face after the play action. And the connection to Cade Moore today has just been a little bit off from both Berluti and we saw it in Crowley, the first possession of the game. Just not able to connect.
Berluti 8 of 12 in terms of passing so far. Looks to pass once again. Target is Richardson. And He will fade out there at the sideline, around the 16-yard line. We'll see if they give him the first down.
Seemed like Joshua East kind of slipped on that play, but did a great job recovering and being able to tackle Richardson right before the sticks. But would like to see Richardson get a little bit more involved. He's that's only his 3rd catch of the day.
Just haven't been looking for him, even though it seems like the assignment in East seems to have given Richardson a couple of good open looks. 3rd and short now for the Jumbos. This would probably be field goal range, but they're going to look to try to make that a little bit of a different case as Andre Smith once again diving up the middle and picking up another first down.
It's been a great drive from Andre Smith. He's put the offense on his back. And Andre Smith and Chartelis Reese are both juniors. This is a duo in the backfield that we will see again next year. So I like the decision to get him going, get reps. Like I was talking about Berluti earlier with how he's had the opportunity to get live game reps early in his career. You got to get your younger guys reps so they can shine in their upperclassmen years.
Yeah, Smith didn't get a ton of looks last year as well, with Tyler Johnson being such a big factor, and then with the breakout of Reese. Also, once again, kind of in that secondary role, but making himself very, very valuable here on this drive. He's going to get another handoff and just bursts his way through the defenders as he picks up a gain of around 8.
Yeah, he's got great speed, and he's falling forward every time. That's a great sign of a good running back, is the ability to fall forward, gain the extra 2 yards when you're going to the ground, setting up a real nice short and 2nd and short. Honestly, just keep giving it to him. He deserves the touchdown after this type of drive.
Yeah, after working them way all the way back over here, he's the one who started the playoff or started the drive off on that punt return, and so now in a good position to score once again are the Jumbos. Berluti once again in the shotgun. Another handoff to Andre Smith. Finds an opening on that right side, making his way into the end zone, and Andre Smith has himself his 2nd touchdown of the year.
And there's that touchdown that he so rightfully deserves. Heck of a drive from Andre Smith, just killing Colby up the middle, and then takes a jump step, cuts it outside, and beats everybody to the pylon like we all know he does best. And now it's looking 23-0, 24-0 incoming with this Von Seelig extra point, and it is looking quite gray for this Colby team.
Just another huge first half, I should say, on their home field. That is what Tufts has done every single time they've made their way over to the Oval this season, as Seelig's extra point is good. So now an early 24-0 lead, and Tufts can kind of exhale a little bit. They surpassed that 17-0 mark. They're in a little bit of a better spot than they were against Hamilton.
Yeah, they are. They got away from the scary number of 17 up to 24, which is a very comfortable number to go into the half. You know, you're up 4 possessions. Colby's done absolutely nothing against this really stout Tufts defense, and you know, a stop right here and honestly another score puts the game away, it would seem.
And still 5 minutes left to go in the half. It feels like we've been here for a while, Henry. It's just been jumbo possession after jumbo possession. As seems like every time they're here, look like one of the best teams on NESCAC. Of course, they do have 2 losses on the road, one of them to Trinity and, of course, last week to Hamilton. But if things go their way, could potentially find their way towards a NESCAC co-championship at least.
A co-championship indeed, which is an interesting concept, but I guess that's what we do here in the NESCAC. Everybody wins.
Saw in the pregame show, we were running through some of the situations as a kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. Patrick Walsh doing a good job back there once again, as this is also his last home game as a graduate student.
Indeed, he's been really kicking the ball well on the kickoffs. Been getting it consistently within the 5, oftentimes forcing a return when they receive it on their own goal line. And that's where you force them to start their own drives within the 20. You know, that all starts with Patrick Walsh. So big shout out to him for his consistency over his tenure as a jumbo.
You know, Walsh, his first season, you look at the stats, and obviously has a ton of yards punted in 2019, 17, 28. And this year, about half as that much. And that's kind of just what happens when you got a great offense, don't have to punt as much. Keeling, once again, with another drive. They look right towards, I believe that's Smart on the run. That gets a gain of around 2.
Yeah, this is all about how you can respond. You got to clear your head. You need to play like it's 0-0. You can't let it get to you that you're down 24. You just got to play your game, and the run is what they want to do. So I appreciate them coming out and starting with it, but it is a little bit of a situation where you need to start passing the ball.
It's just got to be one drive at a time for Keeling and the Colby Mules, as they are in a deep hole here in this first half. They've been favoring the run. They now have Sawyer alongside Keeling in the backfield. And once again, a handoff. And Sawyer's going to get a gain of about 3, making yardage, but not enough when you only have 4 minutes left to go in this first half.
Yeah, you said it there too. Time is of the essence. 4 minutes left in the first half, down 24. But Tufts is sitting in this cover 1 look, which has 8 guys up in the box against Colby's big guys up front. That's a mismatch. That means Tufts has more guys in the box than you do. And it's very difficult to run into that front. So this is an opportunity to start passing. Tufts is basically daring them to pass, playing this cover 1 man coverage. And so far they haven't been able to beat it.
Colby now has Smart set up as a receiver. Still have Sawyer there as Keeling will look back to pass. Target right down the middle. It was tipped by number 62, Ed Ayutere, nearly picked off. Another quick drive just ending before it even started for the Mules.
Ed Ayutere had a chance right there to add to his already great performance today. But those guys don't get paid to catch, and looked like he hadn't caught a lot of balls in his career, which is probably the case. But great pass breakup and forced to punt again. Tufts has a real chance here to score with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. That is more than enough time for this offense to punch another one in and extend the lead to 31.
Hunt comes out. Smith once again there to receive it. And once again making his way back to around midfield. So this has been the formula time and time again in this first half, Henry. And the Jumbos, they have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. With 50 yards, that's more than enough time for Berluti and his crew.
Yeah, I feel like a broken record, but once again, Jumbos are starting at the 50, and once again, putting your defense in a tough spot. It's a tall order to ask your defense to stop the Jumbos for only 50 yards. You appreciate the extra cushion of the 25 yards when you start with a touchback or something like that, but you're not getting that. And Berluti knows it. He's going to come out here starting slinging.
Going for the pass. Once again, all eyes on Jaden Richardson, nearing that single-season receiving touchdown record here for the Tufts Jumbos. Is 1 away. Hasn't gotten a ton of looks so far. We'll see if he does here on what could be the last drive of the first half. Sartelis Reese makes his way to the 50 for a gain of around 3 yards.
Yeah, that was Julian Young in on the stop. That was a vicious hit, and he is one of the better linebackers in this league, leading the league currently in tackles with upwards of 60. He's also wearing a club on his right hand, which is something of note, like a Jason Pierre-Paul-esque type of cast. I wonder what that is from.
Just get a little bit extra protection. You're holding that ball, it seems.
Yeah, but you can throw it in his zone because it does not look like he's going to be able to catch it with that thing on his right hand.
Well, 2nd and 7, now officially at the 50-yard line. Berluti set back to pass, looking towards his left, where he has both Moore and Richardson. Instead, finding a hole in the pocket and running for a first down and then some. Stopped over and past the opposing 40-yard line as Michael Berluti just continuing his excellent offensive season on both ends.
Yeah, he's a great rusher, but he does a great job setting up his own run by sitting in the pocket and letting his receivers develop their routes down the field. It takes the defensive backs downfield, and of course, nobody's there left to stop him, and he can take off free and get untouched for about a 10-yard gain.
Another new set of downs. Still a lot of time left to go. We'll see if Tufts try to grab another play before the 2-minute mark here of this first half. Berluti in the shotgun once again, looking to pass, and finds a wide open Jaden Richardson up the middle, and that'll shift the lines once again for another first down.
That's the same route that Cade Moore dropped the ball earlier on, the 10-yard in route, but this time they sent Jaden Richardson on the same route and sat right down in front of the safeties for a first down connection. This offense has been shown no resistance by the Colby defense thus far this drive.
Jumbos have Jason Means in at running back. Another player who was honored in those senior day festivities earlier today. Listed as a graduate student, will be his last year with the team. Getting another look at running back here. And an immediate handoff right to Means, and he'll find himself a gain of around 4 yards.
Another good pop there by Julian Young. Filled the hole and hit Jay-Sean Means real hard.
The rush defense still has been very good for the Mules. The problem has been the Jumbos being able to take advantage of the passing game, whether it's Berluti finding an open pass or set back to pass and then able to get a pretty big gain on the ground. 2nd and 7 now here for the Jumbos. Means still out there. Berluti play action. Going to scramble to his left side, but is brought down by number 91, Tyler Robbins, making a stop.
That's a rare event that we've seen. We have yet to see a home sack all year. That is the 2nd sack this Tufts offensive line has given up. And Berluti just couldn't quite get out to the edge. There was a lot of space out there, but great job stopping him down. And that's a big play from your defense. Pushes your team out of field goal range for the moment, and it is 3rd and long.
Yeah, as you said, just the 2nd sack of the season for the Jumbos, and obviously their offensive line has done tremendous work over the last couple of years to really be the foundation of one of the best offenses in this league, in this conference for the last few seasons. But yeah, just a bit of a rare mistake and a nice play there by the senior Robbins. Timeout taken by Savetti as the Jumbos still want to come away with this drive, with points on the board, taking it to a state where it would be pretty unmanageable for Colby to come back.
Yeah, it is technically still a 3-possession game right now. 3 touchdowns with 2-point conversions successfully made. So a stop here is big. A 3-possession game is manageable, and we've seen that happen before. Last week, Tufts blew a 3-possession lead in the first half. So this is a big place to make a stop if you're Colby.
It's officially listed as 3rd and 14. At the 31-yard line, again out of field goal range. Berluti looking to pass to his left, finds Richardson just inside the sideline and is brought down at the 9. Flag on the play.
Yeah, unfortunately that's not going to stand. Jaden Richardson ran out of bounds and then came back in to get that ball. I think that's what they're going to throw the flag on. It seemed like he went out of bounds on his own accord, which is illegal.
You saw he suddenly found some open space, and was likely because he did end up stepping out of bounds. We'll wait for the confirmation from the refereeing crew, but you can already see the Jumbos set up once again at the 31 looking for another chance.
Yeah, unfortunately it's one of those things when you're a wide receiver and you take your momentum out of bounds. As soon as you step out of bounds, you cannot be the first guy to come back in and touch the ball. You have to reestablish yourself as a receiver, and he did not. He just stepped right back in bounds and caught the ball, which made it look wide open, but unfortunately not going to stand.
So it'll be 4th and 14 now, as that essentially is just an incomplete pass, it seems. And just a loss of down on the illegal reception. Still see Berluti out there, so there's really kind of in that no man's land where you don't want to punt, you don't want to kick a field goal from 46. Not something that Seelick has done all year, so just going to go for it.
I'd love them to give Vaughn Seelick a look here. I think he can put one in from 46.
Had some of our pre-recorded content here with Vaughn. Did hit a 55-yard field goal, of course, in practice. So still will be Berluti on 4th and long, looking to pass a huge chunk of rushers. They look over to number 16, Luke Botsford, but it is intercepted by the Mules. That's number 50, Julian Young, who is just all over the place, this time acting as a cover on the pass.
Yeah, this is one of the best defensive weapons we've seen in the league, and I was saying earlier, throw it in his zone. He clearly can't catch the ball with the club on his hand. Good, I guess he can. Prove me wrong. But that effectively acts as a punt because it's better right there to knock it down as a defender. It's 4th down. You would have had the ball on the 32. But, hey, pat the stats a little, get an interception. Yeah. Now your team has the ball on the 21. And you got 23 seconds to make something out of it.
Yeah, Colby still does have all 3 of their timeouts. You would hopefully see Keeling out here, and they're just going to kneel it to end the half. So could have gone for some Hail Marys or something like that, but instead it'll just be Colby deciding to get back into the locker room, and the Jumbos will be in there happy with a 24-0 lead after the first 30 minutes of this game. A great start
to Senior Day here at Ellis Oval. We're going to step aside here in the booth. Henry and I will be back here for the third quarter. And as we wait for our halftime show down on the field, we are going to be showcasing the cheerleading team, who will be honoring some of their seniors and then putting on a performance. We'll see you after the break on JumboCast.
First, Eliza Johnson. Johnson is in her first season with the cheer team and is majoring in psychology. Fans, Eliza Johnson. Next, Michelle Sun. In their first season with the Jumbos, Sun is a biomedical engineering major. Michelle Sun. Next, Captain Sophia Nunez. Nunez has been on the team for 3 years and is a combined major of studio art and art history with a minor in Italian. Sophia Nunez. Next, Captain Sam Paland. He's been on the team for 4 years and is escorted today by mother Natalie, dad Tom, and sister Jordan. Sam is majoring in mechanical engineering and minoring. I don't know what he's minoring in. Studio Arts, Sam Paland. Next, Jenna Lozano. Lozano has been on the team for 2 years and is a studio art major with a minor in entrepreneurship. Jenna Lozano. Next, Lily Brinsinghofer. Brinsinghofer has been with the team for 1 year and is majoring in international relations and German. Lily is escorted by Matt Lohman and Emma Jennings. Fans of Lily Brinsinghofer. Next, Sydney Walker. Walker has been on the team for 3 years and is escorted today by parents Rashid and Lana Walker and sister Lila. Walker is a psychology major and finance minor. Sydney Walker. And of course, our final senior, Jumbo. The mysterious identity is in their first year on the squad and is majoring in biochemistry. Let's hear it for Jumbo. Fans, once again, let's hear it for the 2023-24 Tufts Cheerleading Seniors.
I'm pretty sure I know who's in the cast. Oh, you do? I think so. My guess is correct.
Charge my earphones.
During O Week, he was in the mascot, just like Brady Cashman. And since they just said that he's a biochem major, he least. I know someone who's a biochem major in one of my classes.
Are you in the director's loop right now?
Yeah.
If they say anything, just like let me know because I'm charging my AirPods right now. We saw them preparing this before.
Fans, let's hear it once again for the Tufts Cheer Squad. Ably assisted by the Tufts Pep Band.
It is halftime here at the Ellis Oval, and we have the Tufts Jumbos up big against the Colby Mules in a game that, after the first couple drives from the Mules, has been all Jumbos. It's been a balanced effort from Tufts, with a surprise contributor in Robbie Morat, who's having himself quite the day, today, catching his first career touchdown on senior day, no less. Jake, tell us about how he's inserting himself into this game.
Yeah, great way for him to have his senior day so far. He's on 54 yards in this game. He's been only 78 yards this entire season, so really been worked in more. I think that the Colby team has noticed the Jumbos have two receivers they're reliant on. Berluti hasn't thrown a touchdown pass to anyone not named Cade Moore or Jaden Richardson up to this point this season. But we saw him looking toward other options like Moret. Moret has had a great game so far and really been a bright spot for the Jumbos offense today.
And it's awesome to see that, Berluti honoring his senior on senior day, giving him his first career touchdown in a moment that he'll definitely remember.
Definitely. And we've seen some contributions from other players as well. Berluti obviously having a great game with that rushing touchdown and another passing touchdown on top of that. He has been very strong. We saw how the offense really picked up. We saw him go onto the field. Andre Smith has been not a surprise contributor, but definitely contributed more than we may have expected from him going into this game. That fourth drive, really pounded the ball forward, creating opportunities and getting the touchdown for himself as well.
You know, during that drive, it seemed like every single play ran through him, and he was making everything happen, and it was very good to see from him. And if we look on the other end of the field, I think we need to highlight the Jumbos defense because they've done an amazing job. They set the tone early. It looked like Colby got some momentum marching down the field, and then a huge third down sack, and immediately a field goal attempt blocked by the Jumbos that just quieted any momentum from the Mules. And since then, since that moment, it looks like the Jumbos have been in control. They really haven't given Colby any moments to breathe.
Yeah, I think the Jumbos have won the mental game today. There's been a few moments where Colby had some things going. They had that first drive, that big fumble after they got a 3-and-out. They looked like they were doing all right, and then the fumble sets up Tufts for a pretty easy score. And then that sack followed by the field goal block really stunted any momentum Colby may have had. They strung some nice passes together. They had Smart really creating good opportunities for himself in that both the running back and receiving some passes out on the outs. But after that, it really just went all Tufts. Colby just looks deflated at this point. Several 3-and-outs in a row, just really unable to string a solid offensive play together.
And it just seemed like whenever Colby was able to string a couple plays together, the Jumbos came up big to prevent any losing complete control of the game. You know, they'd let Colby have a little bit and then take it right back.
Yeah, and Colby also has shot themselves in the foot with some penalties a few times, really holding them back. And we've seen some massive tackles for losses and sacks this game. 2 sacks plus a big tackle for loss on Moore really stunted any momentum or any possible drive that the Mules could build.
And just this dominant performance puts the Jumbos in a good position to maximize their chances of remaining in contention for the NESCAC title. And now, even though it's no longer in their hands, it's very much a possibility. That being said, let's take a look around the NESCAC to see how this picture is evolving with a lot of games going on at the same time right now.
Yeah, we're seeing Trinity, a team we're watching, destroying Bates right now. Not to be surprised, Bates has not had a great season, and Trinity is arguably the best team in the NESCAC. Middlebury is defeating the kryptonite, arguably, of both sides here. Hamilton, 27. But, of course, last week, Tufts was up 17-0 against Hamilton at halftime. So don't count the Continentals out in that game. And finally, we've got Williams up 22 over Wesleyan, who has 8. So that could take out another potential contender for that NESCAC title and ruin our dreams of a 4-way NESCAC title. But Williams is a solid team in their own right. Really strong rushing offense. Finally, Bowdoin is up 16-10 against Amherst in a game that really doesn't have much implication for NESCAC title challenges.
And now, the picture is always going to change. And while we're talking about championships and playoffs and football, let's talk about Tufts' other football team. Men's soccer claiming a 2-1 victory over Middlebury up in Vermont in the NESCAC tournament semifinals. What a performance that was.
Yeah, that's a big win. They were the 4 seed taking on the number 1 ranked in the NESCAC Middlebury Panthers, and they haven't lost a game all season. This is a big result for the Jumbos. Coming off somewhat unconventional fashion with a own goal pretty early on, giving the Jumbos the lead, but they held on, claimed that 2-1 victory, and will take on the winner of Connecticut College versus Amherst in the NESCAC men's soccer final.
And in the playoffs, it really only matters how you perform in the playoffs. You want to peak at the right time. You want to make sure that you're making the big plays, like when it matters.
Yeah.
And that's really good to see from the Jumbos, and we're excited to watch the NESCAC finals tomorrow.
Also going on in NESCAC playoffs, we've got Tufts women's volleyball taking on Trinity over in Cousins right now. The game has recently started. If you're interested in what's happening over there, check out our other JumboCast stream.
All right, and we're going to have a very special guest after a short break. The director of Tufts Athletics, John Morris, is going to be joining us shortly. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm here joined by the director of Tufts Athletics, John Morris. John, good to have you here.
Thanks, Ethan. Glad to be here.
All right. So, let's start off with, it's been an amazing performance from the Jumbos so far. What are your thoughts on the first half so far?
Well, it's a beautiful day out here at Ellis Oval. And it's just exciting to be playing football. I can't believe it's senior day, our last game of the fall, and obviously I love the scoreboard behind us. I'm superstitious, so I was glad we got that last touchdown, and it's not 17-0 because that's what the halftime score was last week. So hopefully we'll come out and have a strong second half and finish this off.
I'm very much looking forward to the second half, and I am glad about the 17-0. It was a scary number when it was sitting there for a little bit.
Yeah.
The football program has been so successful these past 2 years in particular. And not only football, but just Tufts Athletics in general. In March, you were announced as the National Association of Collegiate Directors Athletics D3 Director of the Year. First of all, congratulations. And second of all, just tell us a little bit about what goes into making the Tufts Jumbos athletics program such a strong program.
Well, thank you, Ethan, for that. I actually wish they would rename the award Athletic Department of the Year award. I'm obviously, it was a nice surprise and I was honored to receive it, but it's really a reflection of a department-wide commitment to excellence in athletics. And actually, it's a testament to the commitment from the whole university. Our coaches are some of the best teachers on campus. They recruit amazing Jumbo student athletes. We have a phenomenal staff in the athletics department, but beyond that, our colleagues and partners across campus are so supportive of what we do. Our friends in advancement help us build facilities. It's really a true reflection of, Tufts overall striving for excellence in everything they do. So, it was lucky for me to get the award, but again, I think credit for the award belongs to everyone at Tufts.
No, definitely. That's awesome to hear. And I can tell right now that you have so much passion for the Jumbos community. And I'm sure you've been to a fair few athletics events, and there are a couple that stand out from my time here. I remember walking into the NCAA tournament for the women's basketball last year and just seeing the atmosphere. Are there any moments like that stand out to you?
There have been a lot. Obviously, when you think about the best part of I'm very privileged to have the job I have, and I'm very lucky. And there's so many championship moments like that, so many exciting moments where men's soccer winning national championships, or a million exciting women's basketball moments, volleyball moments. Winning the Directors' Cup was obviously a huge highlight for us because that speaks to the breadth of our success across all sports. But honestly, if you ask me my favorite moments, and I don't want to sound corny here, but it's the little moments. I don't know if you all just talked about it, but seeing Robbie Moret's face when he comes off the field getting his first career touchdown on senior day, seeing the smile on his face. Again, there's a lot of big championship moments, but some of my favorite moments are those little moments like that. or a meaningful moment with an athlete or a coach helping them through an issue, or seeing some of our athletes walk onto the field of a new facility we've built. Those are super exciting moments too.
Speaking of like new facilities that you've built, I mean, there have been a ton recently. We've seen the squash center open. I mean, Ellis Oval, we have lights now. We have a new facelift. The new tennis center and Sol Goodman Park, which is, I mean, beautiful in the spring, and even more upgrades are coming on the way right now. How excited are you to have all these new facilities?
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. And again, a huge shout out to our friends in Campus Advancement who are great partners with us and help us with all those initiatives. And the thing, Ethan, that's really important about these facilities that we build, yes, it's important for varsity athletics to be investing. And it helps with recruiting. It helps with the student-athlete experience. But our thinking is that for any facility we build, it has to benefit the larger campus community. So when we build a turf field like this, it's a place where club sports and intramurals can play. When we build tennis courts, they're facilities that the entire campus community can enjoy. One of our cool projects. And then the squash center is just another one of those centers of community building, physical fitness, PE classes. And that's what I actually like about it. It's great for our varsity teams, but it benefits the whole campus.
Definitely. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I've loved the new locker rooms. Those are nice. And I mean, we filmed Von Seelig the other week about kicking field goals, and it was a very good time, and the field was amazing. I mean,
right. And it's another thing about the facilities is we want Tufts students to have fun. And one of the reasons to put in the lights here was, those night games we've had with the lights and the hype videos and the students coming out. It's fun, and we want the Tufts student body to have fun, and that's another part of building these facilities, make them places that students want to come to and create college memories.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the night games have been so much fun. And I believe that is all the time that we have. We're about to start the third quarter.
Can I offer one quick 30-second thing if we have time?
Go for it.
I just want to give a huge shout out to our friends in JumboCast. You guys are awesome. You're great partners. You have elevated your game tremendously the last several years. You're out on Bellow Field in the rain and the snow and the wind, and you're as committed to what you're doing as our coaches and student athletes. It makes a huge difference to our parents, our fans, our alums, and just want to thank you for your hard work and your partnership and all you do to support Jumbo Athletics. It's huge.
Thank you. I mean, the highest of compliments from the man himself. All right, back to the booth.
Go Jumbos.
Thank you very much to our athletic director, John Morris, for the kind words, and for Ethan Ito on the Jumbo Zone. We're back here with second half action. Andrew Howe and Henry Burns up in the booth as we had that conversation run a little bit long, but always good to hear from our athletic department, as it'll be Colby starting off this drive, and immediately Henry facing a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, they started off in a little wildcat set and then went to a unsuccessful pass. Now you're looking at 3rd and 10, like you just said, and a clear and obvious passing situation, but hopefully the halftime adjustments will come into play.
Gotta hope that there were some. Of course, they weren't able to put up a point in that first half. Keeling is back to pass. Suffers from pressure over to his left side. Just no chance there. I believe that was Brendan Sawyer who went out for the attempt at a reception, but another quick drive here for the Mules, and they'll be set back to punt, give the Jumbos another opportunity to score.
We've seen a few times like that. He had enough time in the pocket, was untouched, and stepped up, looked to make a throw. I'd like to see him take off and run. There was a lot of green grass in front of him. Would have easily had the 10 yards to get to the first down, but maybe he's just not comfortable doing that quite the way that we know Berluti is on the other side of the ball. But quick 3 and out. Jumbo's possession about to start up now.
It's like the second time today where it seemed like Keeling had an opportunity to run, but instead opted to pass, and of course hasn't worked well for the Mules so far. Going to have to make some adjustments in the second half. The punt is high in the air, and it will be recovered by Colby, but once again, right around midfield, taking a nice bounce around the 42, and that's where Mike Berluti and the rest of the Jumbos will pick that ball up.
Yeah, that's Daniel Gerlach, the freshman punter kicker, and their special teams has kind of plagued him today. Couple bad punts. That's not the first one we've seen that's been a wobbler like that, only barely making it across the 50. And starting to feel the same game script as we just did in the first half again. Tufts taking possession at their own 42, but very close to Colby's half of the field. And we'll have to see if Colby made some adjustments to stop this buzzsaw of a Tufts offense.
Berludi's still out there. We see Andre Smith getting another drive at running back. That worked very well for the Jumbos last time around. Immediately gets another handoff and gets a little bit of space for a gain of around 3.
Yeah, Andre Smith was the leading rusher for the Jumbos in the first half with 5 carries for 41 yards and that touchdown we saw, and that all coming on the one drive. I like seeing him back out there, give Reese some time off. Reese, of course, is the #1 rusher in the NESCAC, but always good to have a prolific second running back on your team.
And with Smith performing like this, think going into next season where you have Berluti, Smith, and Reese all as seniors, and another year of Cade Moore, still very promising signs for this Tufts team that has dominated the offensive side of the ball throughout the last couple of years in the NESCAC. 2nd and 5 now at the Tufts 47. Berluti another handoff as Smith gets stuffed around the right side of the field and will pick up another yard or so.
Yeah, there's more of that tackling we've seen from the Colby linebacking core. They've been all over this Tufts run game today, holding them to under 100 yards in the first half, which is pretty solid. And we'd like to see more of that coming in the second half. Of course, Tufts is known for their passing, and this is a passing situation on 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 6.
He sees 2 more receivers come out there, Burton and Moret, who had a spectacular first half. 54 receiving yards, including that big touchdown, his first of his collegiate career. Berluti looking to pass, facing a little bit of pressure, and fires one intended for Cade Moore, and again, that connection just hasn't been there this game, despite the Tufts offense rolling so well as the punting unit will come out.
Yeah, number 20, Nick Donadio, might have got away with one there, tugging a little bit on Cade Moore's back of the jersey, but nonetheless, that's a 3-and-out stop, that's a 3-and-out stop from this Colby defense, one of the first we've seen all day, and they'll be getting the ball back like nothing ever happened.
The second straight once again, the first drive of a half for the Jumbos is met with a 3-and-out, this time with Berluti manning the offense at quarterback. Walsh's punt is long, right around the 20-yard line. It's going to roll out of bounds, and Colby will pick it up from there.
If there's like a punting play going around, but that's a bad punt from Patrick Walsh and a bad punt from the Colby side back-to-back. Colby will take over inside their 25 like it was a touchback, but basically the same field position we just saw them get on the kickoff. And
quarterback and Thomas Keeling, who had such a spectacular start to his season after Colby was down 0-2. Now only 2 for 11, and his only 2 passes, 1 to Tashawa and 1 to Smart. We'll need to have a big second half here. Instead, it's a handoff, and we'll be stopped right around the 27-yard line. That was Smart on the play.
Yeah, they've got a different quarterback coming to the game now. It's Shane Baldwin is the junior. So this is interesting because, honestly, if your quarterback's going to go out there and go 2 for 11, I don't know that you can trust him in a passing situation like this. So let's see if Baldwin gives them a different look that they're more interested in.
Have been really reliant on the run so far, so would expect maybe some of that to stay the same. We'll see if there are any differences now. This is the 3rd quarterback that Colby has used here in this season. Another run to Smart. He's able to power his way all the way up to around the 31-yard line. So another nice play, but again, on the run here for Colby.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that 3-and-1 stint from Keeling, but those all came against subpar teams, and this is the first test we've really seen, and clearly he's just not been able to throw the ball the same way that you want out of your signal caller. Sometimes as a coach you got to make the decision to switch things up, and down 24, it's not going to hurt you to put in a different quarterback.
3rd and 3, we'll see if Baldwin elects to pass or another handoff to Smart, who's back there. They are going to give it away. Keon Smart makes his way to right around the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him, a new set of downs for the Mules.
Yeah, brought a fullback in there, ran I-form under center, something we haven't seen from Keeling. But interesting, I like them switching up the look, and this is a first down, get a drive established.
Shane Baldwin participated in 1 game on the season. That was their 2nd one of the year against Trinity, and now getting another opportunity against Tufts.
Still only 2 completions from this Colby offense.
Baldwin attempted 1 pass. Seems like it was, again, mostly the run game that Colby were looking for, as another handoff goes over to Smart. He's able to get a decent amount of space, pick up a gain of around 7, as he has been really the shining light here in this game for the Colby offense.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job putting his head down and pushing up the middle like that. You see he made a jump cut once he got to the second level, trying to take it outside, and there was a lot of space out there, but just got a shoestring tackle. Good job by the Bows to keep him in front of the first down marker.
So 2nd and 3 now. Colby playing with 2 wide receivers in this formation, and you'd expect another run to come through here for Smart, who has done some good work on this drive. There he is once again, trips up, and it'll be Vic Garza to bring him down.
Yeah, I'm not understanding the play call script so far. 0 passing on this drive. On that last play, Tufts is running a cover 1 with their 3 linebackers sitting in the box, and they blitzed all 3 of them because, well, Colby hasn't passed the ball 1 time, so why would you have your linebackers sit back anymore? And they all broke through that Colby line and got in the backfield for a tackle for a loss. Interested to see if they can rely on him to make a completion on 3rd and mid, or they go back to the running game.
So the fullback Loxley Burke entering the game had a big 21-yard gain earlier in this first half. As Smart will get a play of rest. It'll be back to pass and sacked as Baldwin will go down. It was number 62, Ayuteri, once again with a huge tackle for loss.
Yeah, have a day, Ed Ayuteri, 2nd sack of the day. First one was that strip sack fumble, and now another big one on 3rd and medium, forcing a punt. Get the ball back to your Jumbos on offense. Heck of a day on senior day.
Uteri has been such a big part of this Jumbo defense for the entirety of his tenure here, and once again, 2 sacks, not a bad way to end your home stint. Punt right about the 45 as Botsford's immediately taken down by number 36, Dennis Dougherty.
Yeah, an unusual suspect, Luke Botsford back there returning a kick. Returned the kick return earlier in the game, but usually on punts it's Andre Smith. But I think as we've seen today, he's been getting more looks on offense. So put your senior out there to get some late season minutes.
Berluti out there once again. You can see both Luke Leongas and Matt Crowley with their helmets on, potentially ready to go in another situation. It'd be good to see another stint from Crowley, as again has been such a big part of this team over the last couple of years, whether it's been on or off the field, as being a big role model to Berluti as well, who has just once again been an incredible quarterback here. He stepped back to pass, finds Cade Moore on a intermediary reception and brought down right past midfield for about a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, good decision from Cade Moore to just kind of read the defensive back. Saw he was playing super far off him and stopped at about a 6 or 7 yard mark. And I mean, if you're looking out there just on the camera, you can see the size difference between number 10 Cade Moore and number 23 Brody Rice on Colby. That's a mismatch, and good job identifying that and hitting it right away.
And on the other side, you still see number 21 East covering Richardson on the left side of the field. We'll see if he opens up as a bit of a target, as instead they go right back to Smith, who is finding a big opening. Apology, that's number 4. Or no, Andre Smith making his way all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, his 2nd of the game, and a big run for Andre Smith. Puts the Jumbos up by 30.
It's going to be a really fun end of the season and start to next season with Andre Smith going off like this, with Chartelis Reese right behind him. And, man, this Tufts rushing attack looks better than it ever has before. A nasty jump cut from Andre Smith at midfield and went untouched after that into the end zone. And you can see him on the sideline celebrating that well.
Andre Smith, of course, a bit of a different look than Reese. You can get a little quicker, able to, really just speed by people. That's why he's there receiving kicks a lot of the time. And, yeah, just a huge run. That was 40, 45 yards and another touchdown here for the Bows.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised when we see the Jumbos come back out on offense to see a lot of seniors come in there. I would not be surprised to see Matt Crowley come out. A few more looks at Robbie Moret, and probably Jay Sean Means in the backfield. Down 31-0. it's looking unlikely for Colby. This offense is coming off of last week where they scored the least points of their season, the fewest points of their season in 6 with no touchdowns, and you're looking at 0 this week. So something needs to give on this Colby offensive side. They got to switch the play calling sheets up, something.
At least maybe changing some of the momentum going into next week, obviously, as it seems like this game is a little bit out of hand at this point, but now with a new quarterback in Baldwin, you can see if that provides a bit of a spark. Threw one pass there at the end, but hasn't really been utilized in that way so far today. Kickoff from Walsh is going to be back into the end zone for a touchback. Jumbo's looking poised to have their first undefeated season here at home since 2018, where they went once again 7-2, and that seems to be a record that Tufts is going to be fighting for as they will close their season next week up in Middlebury.
Yeah, that game next week against Middlebury is going to be a battle, but this is one of the better Tufts teams we've seen in a long time, and it's my first year on the mic, and I've had the pleasure of not calling a single loss so far, knock on wood, but 31-0 looks pretty good to continue that streak here at home.
Yeah, the Henry Burns blessing is a bit of a deviation from the Sam Brill curse of years past, as looks like our luck is in better hands this time around. Loxley Burke finding a bit of an opening, running all the way around the field, and finally getting stopped right around that left hash, a bit short of the first down.
It looked like a wildcat look, snapped the ball directly to number 25, Brendan Sawyer, who handed the ball off then to number 7, Loxley Burke. I mean, just throwing everything at Tufts right now. They have their quarterback split out wide as a wide receiver. Clearly a pass is not going to come here.
Yeah, another run up the middle by Sawyer. He's just shy of the first down as the Tufts defense putting a big stop to that. There's number 94 for the Jumbos, Marshall Weiss, putting up a big tackle there.
Yeah, Smart checks back into the game, the more explosive back. On 3rd and 1 here, I have to imagine they go back to the play we saw last time on 3rd and short where they went for just a bruising run up the middle. Here comes that I formation again, like I just mentioned.
Colby trying anything to find some success here on offense. It has not been working for them so far. It looks like it will be Baldwin fielding the snap. Another handoff, but just stopped right as he picks up the ball is Keon Smart.
Yeah, if I'm able to identify what play is going to come, I can't imagine that they did not already identify that on the sideline. Clearly it was going to be a run up the middle in the I formation look, and great job by Tufts to get in the backfield, force a tackle for loss. Here comes another punt. I sound like a broken record every time, but Tufts looking to start with good field position again. In need of a good punt here from Colby.
Has not been the name of the game. A little bit of a better one this time, as it will be fielded at around the 30-yard line. And Burton's going to get stopped right around there, as about a gain of 0 on that punt return, as we'll see who comes out for the offense here this time around for the Jumbos.
Yeah, that was actually a really great punt by Gerlach. And then great job on the punt coverage team to stop Botsford in his tracks right as he caught the ball. This is the worst field position we've seen from Tufts since the opening drive, I think, with Crowley out there. So, well, maybe Colby can force a stop or even better, force a turnover and get the ball in positive field position for once.
So it'll be Berluti back out there, and we'll see if Jaden Richardson becomes a bit of a target, a senior that hasn't got a ton of attention, although he has a lot throughout the season. Still chasing that record at 13 receiving touchdowns still, with 5:22 left to go in the third quarter. It'll be a handoff to Smith, who gets his second consecutive drive, and he's brought down for about a gain of 2.
Yeah, it is interesting that we really haven't seen a lot of Chartelis Reese. I don't know if we're giving him, maybe he's banged up coming off the loss last week, or just looking to get a different look this week. But it's good to see them have a two-pronged rushing attack. But I would like to see Chartelis Reese come back in the game, given he's fit enough to do so. I think he offers that run up the middle kind of bruising look that can drain the clock out.
Might see that a little bit more as we get into the fourth quarter potentially, or maybe just giving Smith or some other players' looks. Jason Means another player who can really drive the ball up the middle like that. Berluti, step back to pass, finds Richardson up the middle, and he's brought down right around the first down marker.
Yeah, there's Richardson, like you just said, quiet on his senior night so far, but good to see him getting involved. And I think we could look to get him a little bit more involved on one of these final drives. You know, score one in front of the home crowd for the last time. Would be fitting to break the Tufts receiving touchdown record in front of your parents and your home fans.
Yeah, and we saw that last year in Tufts' home finale against Middlebury as Phil Lutz came away with, I believe, a ridiculous 4 receiving touchdowns to get to that 14 mark to end the year. Another first down here as they did mark that right past the first down on that catch from Richardson. Smith, finding his way up the middle, was met by E.J. Brister, who has entered the game for Colby, and would be a very short gain, if any.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 white jerseys smothering Andre Smith as soon as he took the handoff in the backfield. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage and get half a yard at most.
Once again, 2nd and 10. Tufts relying a little bit more on the run and, short passes up the middle, making sure that clock is being burned, leaving no opportunity for Colby to come back from this monumental 31-point lead. Berluti in the shotgun again. He's looking to pass, finds Richardson once again on a short feed and stopped right around midfield.
Yeah, this has been open all day and clearly was part of Colby's defensive game plan was to allow them to just have these hitch routes underneath because, yes, that was a 7-yard completion or 6-yard completion to Richardson, but it's still 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. You have room, you have cushion still. You can make a stop if they decide to run and hopefully make a pass breakup if they decide to throw it, but another good pitch and catch from Berluti to Richardson nonetheless.
It'll be 3rd and 3 now as Tufts has finally made their way to midfield where they have started a lot of their drives in the first half. Here Richardson to Berluti's left. He's looking right to him again. It's the same pass, and it's going to get a little bit of extra yardage this time around. Stopped at the 37 for Jaden Richardson.
Yeah, it might be time to show a different look on defense because Richardson is clearly exposing this drive. But Berluti's doing a great job identifying it right away. Knew he was going to go there and had Andre Smith as well in the flat. But I think, at this point in the game, up 31, you want to get your senior best receiver on the team a look.
Looks like Richardson is out for this play, and instead of Botsford on that left side will be covered by East. Jason Means also in at running back. We'll see if they go for that instead, but they do have 4 receivers out, 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Winding down here in the 3rd quarter, Berluti hands off into Means and is able to power his way through for a couple extra yards.
Yeah, we mentioned it last drive. Was hoping to see Jason Means this drive. Graduate student coming back to play his final year as a jumbo and get him some looks as the time winds down.
He's going to come back out, and it looks like Joey DeLumo will enter the game. He has a rushing touchdown on the year. We saw it here at home at the Oval, and now getting another look.
I like this rotating backfield from the Jumbos today. Every single running back who's come in has had a lot of success so far.
2nd and 6. Berluti looking for a deep pass, finds Richardson all the way down on the left side. Going to be a really tough pass, but he almost came away with it. Richardson harking towards the referee as there were 2 Colby Mules on him, and were able to stop a big gain and potentially another touchdown.
That's a iffy no call from the referee there. Clearly was grabbing on the left shoulder pad of Richardson as he was running by him because Richardson got him right off the line of scrimmage. He was playing press man and blew by him, but got away with one there, I think, if you're Colby, and it's 3rd and long. Make another stop.
It was East and the defensive back Jackson Murray around Richardson on that play. Now 3rd and 6. We'll see if the Jumbos go once again through the air as the clock has stopped at 53 seconds. Looking to step back to pass, and now Berluti runs right through a huge litany of defenders, and it's stopped inside the 10-yard line. Another big gain for Berluti on the ground.
Yeah, you heard an audible groan from the crowd there when he got tied up by his shoestrings. Everybody wanted him to break that one loose for a touchdown, but great job dropping back to pass, realizing that there was nothing there and stepping up and making that run and going to the open side of the field on the left there.
Tufts has an opportunity to extend their lead even more as Berluti looking to finish off yet another drive here at the Oval.
Yeah, I wonder if they got Jay-Sean Means in the backfield again. I wonder if they look to get their senior a touchdown.
It will be a handoff right to Means. Almost stopped, brought down right around the 1 at the goal line. And they will not be giving him that touchdown. The referees hovering around the area. There's been no signal yet. And the third quarter has concluded without the Jumbos being able to pick up another touchdown on that play. Henry Burns, once again, a pleasure to be on the mic with you, and hopefully a lot more from you next year, here with the Tufts football team.
Thank you so much, Andrew. It's been a pleasure seeing you run this organization as a senior, and I'm going to hand it back over to Flossie on the mic.
We're going to take a short break. We'll come right back for the final quarter here at Ellis Oval. Back here at the Oval for the final 15 minutes of Tufts versus Colby. We're here at the 1 yard line as we flipped all the way around the field. Matt Crowley now in at quarterback, going to hand it off to Jay-Sean Means. Going to be a scramble right at the end zone. A big pile up there right before that goal line, and it doesn't look like they're going to give the touchdown over to Jay-Sean Means. Andrew Howe alongside Jake Flossie right here, who has returned for the final quarter of play. And Jake, same old, same old. The Jumbos are still up big.
Yeah, they've really controlled this game from essentially midway through the first quarter. They haven't stopped. They haven't slowed down like we saw against Hamilton. Been a really impressive showing from them so far.
3rd and 1, 3rd and goal at the 1 yard line for another attempt at getting some more points on the board. Crowley looking back to the coaching staff. They've tried to feed Means an opportunity to score. We'll see if that happens here this time around. Instead, Crowley going to do a little shuffle over to Jay-Sean Means, and he finally finds his way into the end zone for a jumbo touchdown.
Love to see all the seniors getting the opportunities to play, getting opportunities to score. Means there finally getting through the end zone. Good play call from Coach Savetti to, instead of trying to push it straight to the middle, take a little different approach for Means to get the ball.
Wanted a different look and was able to get it that time around. Just a little flip over to Jay-Sean Means. The graduate student has himself 6 more points on the board. Different kicker on the field. Caden Lawler, the freshman out of Seattle, Washington, will get his chance at a PAT. Send the Jumbos up to 38-0. And the kick is up and good. A new look kicker, but same thing. Able to convert those extra points is always an important thing for the Jumbos.
Yeah, it's Caden's first extra point attempt of the season for the freshman from Washington. But he did take a field goal against Trinity. Pretty long one, unable to convert it. But good to see more freshmen getting the opportunity to play at the end of the season. It does surprise us seeing Selic's celebrations, though.
Yeah, you were on the floor for that second quarter. You want to give us a little bit of a backstory on what was going on down there?
Of course, yeah. So we saw Selic, again, not do the finger gun celebration. He went for a bit of a bow with Leongus. And from my angle, I could really tell what was going on. They had this choreographed really
the Jumbos. All right. The Jumbos have been doing a lot of their damage from the ground this game. 173 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. 2 from, Jay-Sean Means just scoring here to make the score 38 to nothing for the Jumbos. Again, they're doing good things through the air, but a lot of their offense is going through the ground.
Hold on, Andrew. Ethan. I think we have a bit of a play here on the kickoff, as we might see some more Jumbo action on the ground, as a fumble was recovered off of the kickoff attempt, Jake. And it looks like the Jumbos are going to get, once again, excellent field position. Right back to the red zone they go.
Yeah, that's just another play that Colby is just, they're getting beat up here. That's the type of special teams turnover that we've seen already in this game with a blocked field goal, and now with this, Colby's just getting destroyed in the special teams. And that's really a morale drainer.
Man, what an interesting play. We were hearing a nice sideline report from Ethan Ito, and all of a sudden the ball comes loose. Not something that you were necessarily expecting, but now the Jumbos, once again, right back into scoring position. We see Matt Crowley out there at quarterback, ready to take the next set of snaps. Handoff once again to Jay-Sean Means. Gain of about 1.
They keep going for Jay-Sean Means up the middle, and it hasn't really worked throughout this game, or throughout this quarter where we've seen Means really play. So you start to wonder if they might try to go back to a play style like we saw with that touchdown, getting him in a slightly unorthodox situation where he has a bit more space to run. The punchy up the middle hasn't been the most successful play for them so far.
Richie Farrelly is into the game right now. We'll see.
He's listed as a linebacker, so get some big presence in there.
He's kind of in that tight end spot. Maybe that's where he's going to be set up here on this play. 2nd and 9 for Crowley. Handoff once again to Means. He's taken down early behind the line of scrimmage by number 22, Mark Cassis.
Yeah, really well read from Mark Cassis. He saw exactly what was going to happen. He read Berludi's eyes, saw his handing off, and Jay-Sean Means really had no chance in that situation when you've got a linebacker as big as Cassis just staring you down.
And so now Matt Crowley facing 3rd and 12. Still in great field position, obviously, from the 24-yard line.
We may see Caden Lawlor get back out again for a field goal, depending what happens on this play.
Jumbo is running with 4 receivers. And it will be Crowley, step back to pass. Looking over to his right side, and it is nearly picked up by Luke Botsford. We saw number 21, Joshua East, play a factor there defensively, as it'll be 4th and long for the Jumbos.
Yeah, East is the #1 cornerback for this Colby defense, and he's really done a pretty good job of shutting down Jaden Richardson so far. Richardson obviously has not scored a touchdown this game, which we've been really keeping our eye on. He has gotten a decent amount of receiving yards, but in this case, Richardson's off, so East is on Botsford and able to make the stop there.
So you see the offensive unit staying on the field right now for the Jumbos. Crowley looking, it's 4th and 12. You would need a big pass to convert into a 1st down and then some. We haven't seen that from Crowley so far today.
That's a very odd call. I wonder if they're just trying to get a jump from the defense. We saw them do this earlier in the game. But, yeah, very odd call.
Play clock winding down. Crowley's going to have to go. It's a handoff to number 16, and it'll be Botsford able to pick up just a couple of yards, so well short of that 1st down. However, there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, the Jumbo's running the sweep there, and it's holding on the Jumbos as well, so really not a play call that I would be expecting to see on 4th and 12, not one I would personally make. They want to get Botsford with some space. The sweep's a great way to provide opportunities for your players to get a little bit more running room, but just really did not work. And the holding call just makes it worse.
So Tufts still not great on their 4th down conversion rates, but you're going to take that most of the time, as, you know, still in a very solid position. You have some of your seniors getting some experience, getting some playing time here as their season winds down. And we'll see how Colby decide to approach this last 12.5 minutes of play. It's once again Baldwin into the game. He's once again pressured and taken down.
The Jumbo defensive line has been very solid in this game, putting a lot of pressure on both Baldwin and Keeling, and forcing, in that case, Baldwin to have really no chance to find a receiver as the passing game for the Mules continues to struggle.
Now 2nd and 10 from a Colby 20. We haven't seen Baldwin make too many passing attempts. I believe that was actually his first one of this game. Colby combined is now 2 of 12 at the quarterback position. This time a pass will be completed as finally McHugh will be able to get into the game here for the Colby Mules. That is the first reception of the game for one of Colby's most prolific wide receivers.
Yeah, and the Mules have really struggled to get their wide receivers into the game, as you mentioned. Only completing 3 passes so far this game is pretty poor statistically and really emblematic of how Colby has struggled to involve their offense in the game as much as they'd like. Their rushing game has been better, but still not great, as Smart is in the backfield, hopefully to provide a bit more of a spark.
Set back to pass once again. It's a deep one. Once again, the target is McHugh, but it's intercepted. Jeremy Zuniga on the pick, and the Jumbo defense continues to roll in this game versus Colby.
Yeah, and that pass looked like it was thrown to Zuniga, to be honest. Zuniga just really barely had to move and just caught it. That adds to, again, the passing woes that the Mules have faced. 3 for 13, including an interception now. Not good for the Mules, as the Jumbos get a chance to get the ball again and at good field position, as we've seen. The 44. We're hoping to turn this into a touchdown drive for the Jumbos.
That was the first interception of the season for Zuniga. He had one versus Middlebury on the last game of the season in 2022. So, bit of deja vu maybe this time. Zuniga on an opportunity the last game of the year in his home crowd, able to come away with another interception. And we have a new quarterback into the game for Tufts, Andrew Wisely, getting some attention. Another senior from San Diego, California. Hasn't gotten a ton of playing time in his collegiate career, but now getting another drive here for Tufts with 11 minutes left to go in the 4th.
Yeah, it's really fun on senior day to have players getting the opportunity to play, to get the chance to get in the game and make a mark in front of their parents, their home fans, and get some good experience on the field as their collegiate career reaches an end.
And these seniors, while haven't got a ton of playing time because Michael Berluti has really blossomed throughout his last 3 years here, have been integral to this Tufts offense and just building the chemistry and the culture in that locker room. And it's good to see another player like Weasley get an opportunity here. Means once again on the handoff will get right about to midfield, but we stopped well short of that first down.
Yeah, that was one of the more successful rushes up the middle we've seen from Means, getting about 2 to 3 yards there. Still just not a play call that has worked well for them, as the Jumbos hope to ice this game off. They're nearing the maximum amount of points they've scored this season of 49 against Wesleyan a couple weeks ago here. Wouldn't be surprised if they passed that mark, currently at 38.
3rd and 6 now. We'll see if Wisely's going to be throwing here as he has a man in motion. That is number 85, Faber. He's going to go right down the middle, find Faber, and is stopped right around that first down marker. It looks like they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, really great play call there as Faber looks like he might be blocking and then fades out into the middle there. They're not going to give him the first down, though.
It looks like they will.
They are. Okay. Bit of confusion on the sideline there.
It was right over there. First completion of the game here now for Wisely. First reception for Faber, senior out of New York City. Another great opportunity as, again, it is senior day and the Jumbos getting some of those players who were honored on the field before the game some good looks before their time in Medford is over. Another set of downs for Wisely. He hands it off to Jay-Sean Means. He stopped right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss on the play.
Yeah, well read from the Colby defense there. They saw he was going to the left. They saw he was going to go try to cut through his blockers, and the Colby defense reads it and are able to shut it down. they haven't been bad from the rush game so far this game, Colby defense. I mean, apart from that Andre Smith drive where he just pounded it straight ahead, they've just really struggled to shut down the passing game for the Jumbos. And again, also those turnovers and special teams plays have really hurt them.
See Faber once again still in the game on that right side alongside Ryan Doyle. 2nd and 10. Another handoff to Means. They run the same play, yields the same result. Not going to move that ball too much.
Yeah, you really wonder when they're going to try a different play here. We've seen success from other plays. Just this play, they keep running it. It's just not working. Will it, like, it just seems like a way to run the clock down, but it's not been successful.
Late in the second half, giving Jay-Sean Means a very solid run of playing time. We've seen him be utilized a decent amount throughout the season. Has 7 rushing yards, 7 rushes for 35 yards entering today's game. 3rd and 9 from the Colby 45. Wisely set back to pass right down the middle. A beautiful catch by C.J. Burton gives the Jumbos another first down.
Yeah, great to see more receivers getting the game. C.J. Burton's been a 3rd or 4th choice wide receiver for Berluti much of the season. Hasn't had much chance tonight because they've been giving seniors like Bosford the chance to play. But in this case, Burton making an acrobatic catch to keep the drive going for the Jumbos.
Brings them to just inside the 30-yard line as the Jumbos are once again within striking distance to score with Wisely in at quarterback. Wisely set back. Another handoff, or sorry, play action actually, as he goes for another pass to Burton right around the line of scrimmage. Wasn't able to find too much there on that play.
Yeah, Burton really had no prospects of getting anywhere in that situation. Receiving the screen from Wisely's roll out, he was facing Wisely, and by the time it takes him to turn and run, the Colby defense snaps on him.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. Once again, no gain on the play. That clock continuing to run down. This might be one of the final possessions for the Jumbos, depending on how things go on the other side in the Colby offense.
Yeah, we've seen the Colby offense not taking the field for too long in this game. A lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of shutdowns from the defense. So we could see another possession. I would not rule that out in any case.
2nd and 10. Handoff to Burton, or sorry, not to Burton, to Jay-Sean Means, I should say, getting him another couple yards on the carry.
Jack Mullen on the stop for Colby.
Looks like Weasley's running over the sideline here to get some play calls from his quarterback's coach.
Tufts, after this win, going to jump up to 6-2 on the season. Colby falling to 3-4. And the Jumbos, as you mentioned during the pregame show, Jake, you know, a little more could go right. Specifically, there's a matchup between Trinity and Wesleyan that we're definitely have our eyes on going into next week. Wisely, set back to pass on 3rd and long. It's taking a long time, finds a bit of an opening. Still looking for somebody and is going to get brought down. Nobody actually was able to put a hand on him, but it was 36, Dennis Doherty, to finally put a hand to just mark the down. Are they going to give him a sack on that play?
Yeah, the punting crew comes out. It's a little bit too far for a field goal. Andrew, you've taken field goals like this. You know a 50-yarder is a tough one.
Oh, I didn't get back here.
Oh, yeah.
I
you
didn't
saw
even try.
the distance, yeah.
I took a bit of a look, and I was like, no, I'm good. So makes sense to see the punting unit out here making sure that they set back Colby into a pretty difficult field position.
Yeah, the Colby offense getting about likely 4 minutes to run, hoping to at least get something out of this matchup.
Walsh's punt is short, but that's a good sign right around the end zone, and it'll fall just a little bit too long into the back there for a touchback.
And freshman Xavier Ferreira there making a nice little fake out, calling the fair catch around the 10-yard line. It looked like the Jumbo defense, since they're obviously not looking up as they run, could not see the punt was going as far back. They were unable to get to the line in time to block it from getting to a touchback. Talking about other NESCAC matches around the field, we have seen Middlebury-Hamilton is over. Middlebury defeated Hamilton 41-7. Hamilton's streak of toppling teams, probably stronger than them, is over as Middlebury shuts them down.
Handoff over there, number 25, Brandon Sawyer. And looks like Colby's going to stick to the run game with the clock winding down in the fourth.
Yeah. Generally, when you're behind and there's 4 minutes left, you want to go for passes. You want to go toward the sidelines. But when it's 38 points, I don't know if they can get that in 4 minutes, Andrew. Take a real Herculean effort. So going to their bread and butter is not a bad play call in this case.
Still have Baldwin in at quarterback as figuring out a play right now. We'll have Ethan Nito on a sideline.
Hi, guys. Oh. Hi. Yeah, I'm out. Oh, hi, guys. I'm here with... Huh? I'm live? Oh. Hi, guys. I'm here with Wrigley. Very special guest, and it's been a great game today. Oh, and Wrigley, I have some questions for you. Is that okay? All right, what do we think of the game so far today? You know, I agree. It's been a very good game. Who's your favorite senior on the team? That's a great answer. Do you have any plans after the game? I agree. Traits sound very good. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Ethan. Very cute dog there as another stop there on the drive by the Jumbos. They're going to get themselves another offensive look.
Yeah, some great insights there from Ethan's interview.
I believe that was Coach Epstein on the softball team hanging out with dog over there. Nice to see pets around here, around Ellis Oval to wrap up the season.
Yeah, the softball team has been doing a great job so far this season, providing concessions and running concession stands. I love to see the other Jumbo sports teams helping each other out.
So another punt here for Colby as Botsford is back to receive it. Calling a fair catch right around the 45, and that's where the Jumbos will get their final offensive drive. We'll see how far they want to go.
Earlier in the game, we may have seen the Jumbos trying to block that punt as there was a pretty tight range between the punter and the long snapper. But when you're up 38-0, choosing not to send in as aggressive of a punt block to risk a foul is probably a pretty good decision. They already get the ball to 45. They've got plenty good field position anyway.
And join in our nation's commitment to remember American prisoners of war and missing in action from the Vietnam War and other wars and conflicts of the past. Thank you.
As one last drive here for Matt Crowley and the Jumbos. Handoff once again to Jay Sean Means. He stopped right around the 45. There was a nice article out on GoTuftsJumbos.com by the athletic department's very own Paul Sweeney about Matt Crowley and his experience as first a backup, then a starter, and then back into that backup position after getting injured his sophomore year, and just continuing to stay really poised and a good leader for this team. And it's nice to see him finally get some action once again to close out this game.
Yeah, so important as a leadership figure for this squad, and being a mentor for Berluti and being a player who just remains calm under duress. Having a player like that on your squad, even if he doesn't get that many snaps, is just a great benefit to the team. And as you mentioned, love to see him in his senior day getting so many snaps.
Another handoff here to Means. No gain on the play. It was mentioned in that article, Jake, that Crowley had an offer to transfer to another school where he would have been their starting quarterback, but instead of taking up on that offer, decided he wants to stay right here, stay with this school, and it takes a lot of character for a guy like that, and really have to give him and the rest of the seniors on this team a ton of credit as they're going to end out their season with a very dominant win over the Colby Mules.
Yeah, it shows a lot of great character, and we really wouldn't have blamed him if he transferred if able to get snaps at every school, able to get an opportunity to play. But it shows his commitment to this Tufts roster and how much the team feels, the team character and the team spirit that this football roster has.
Crowley once again finds Means up the middle. And I believe that'll wrap up the game as the clock winds down from 40 seconds, maybe one last attempt, but I think that's going to be it. Final score here at Ellis Oval, the Jumbos once again dominate on their home turf. They win 38-0 over a Colby team that was striding and now finds themselves at a 6-2 record, looking for one last matchup against Middlebury next week.
Yeah, it should be an exciting one next week. Make sure to tune in to watch. It won't be here, but we will be, of course, watching. Great game today. It's been fun casting this senior day.
Players going through their handshakes. We'll take this time to thank everybody who is able to watch us alongside on JumboCast throughout this season of Tufts football. We had a lot of different things coming into this year that we were excited to experiment with, and we hoped you enjoyed, whether it was our sideline reporting, our Jumbo Zone coverage, and of course just covering one of the top programs here in the NESCAC once again. It's been a pleasure once again to be here for all of these games, and from the bottom of our heart we say thank you for providing us with the viewership and making sure that you have been supporting us all season long. And I'm sure Jake and the rest of the crew alongside Henry, Jared Cohen, who is not here today, will be here for another great year as we come back to Ellis in 2024. The Jumbos once again will wrap up their season next Saturday versus Middlebury with some NESCAC playoff implications still in play, and we'll once again be continuing to follow them, as on JumboCast we'll have more coverage of all of things Tufts athletics. We have, of course, basketball seasons coming up from both the men's and women's, and so make sure to stay tuned for that and follow us on all of our platforms to stay completely up to date on your Jumbo needs. On behalf of our entire crew, including, of course, our director, Ryan Poon, Henry Burns, and Jake Flossie on the call with me, I've been Andrew Howe. We will be right back with a post-game interview, but for now, we will say thank you very much for watching, and please stay home safely.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm here with Robbie Morat, who had 54 yards today and his first ever touchdown as a Tufts Jumbo. Robbie, congrats on the touchdown. Congrats on the win. Talk us through that first touchdown. What did you see? What made tell us what made it happen?
You know, we put that play in this week. Hadn't actually repped it that many times in practice. I saw I had a one-on-one with the safety and just exploded to empty space. And, you know, first touchdown, obviously the ball seemed like it was in the air for 2 hours, but finally came down and we got the touchdown, we got the victory.
That's awesome to see. And coming off of last week's disappointing loss, I mean, 5 overtimes, that must have been a battle. But coming back this week and winning in such dominant fashion, how does it feel to bounce back like that?
You know, we realized after last week that, I mean, the loss was in the past, as terrible as it was. I know a lot of us are still carrying that with us today. But especially for us seniors, you know, 2 games left, now 1 game left. It's all about just pushing forward and enjoying our time we have left on the field. And, you know, we had to forget it. We had a great week of practice this week. And, you know, we're not surprised by the score. We knew this was going to happen. So we're just going to keep rolling onto next week.
And looking forward to next week, the last game of the season. You guys are still in contention for the NESCAC championship. What's the mentality going forward?
You know, same as this week, just show up and do the work. You know, you can't really focus on the other team. It's really just about the work we put in and what we do as an individual and as a team on a day-to-day basis that'll get us to that last victory.
Best of luck next week, and congratulations on the win today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and stay home safely.